What is going on, everybody? Man, I told you. It was coming. A podcast was coming. Zapp's Cast. We talked about it in 2023, about November when we did our Extra Life stream, the final one of the season. We got another Extra Life streaming coming up in November, on November 2nd. We got a nice one planned for you. Have some guests going to be showing up. We're going to be checking out 7 Days to Die on Extra Life Game Day, which is November 2nd. We'll be running a 36-hour stream. I've been talking to Squirrel, been gathering a lot of people to come run with us and play with us, and checking out 7 Days to Die on their alpha release of 7 Days to Die 1.0. We'll be live in 2 minutes with the Hump Day Chin Wag. I hope you're ready for this. I'm ready for this. We got a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things to go over. Let's touch base on what we're going to be rolling through. Is immunity in the official capacity? Is presidential immunity allowed when you commit a crime as a president, former president? That's something that's going to be happening. There's a lot happening in the U.S. election news. So extremely important that we go over this. So we have our take, our opinions on this as well. And we want to hear your opinions and your takes on this as well, because this affects us worldwide. It really does. We got things to talk about in Doctor Who. Situational disability. Ubisoft's and their flops. The remakes of their games. A follow-up. What is going on, Dallas? I did gift you a copy of 7 Days to Die, Dallas. Yeah, so you could use that for yourself if you'd like, sir. I think I have another key that you could use as well. You can come join us November 2nd for our 36-hour stream. You don't have to stick around the whole 36 hours, but I'd love to see you come hang out. We're going to be building a base in a couple days on a server. It'll be on a private server so we can have some fun. There will be a horde every hour on the hour. There'll be 36 hordes that we'll be looking at. What's going on, Dallas? What's going on, Wes? Thanks, guys, for being here. I really appreciate it. We were just hanging out with Tommy and them. They're getting ready to go in the next 30 seconds. I hope you're ready. It's going to be interesting. But this is the first episode for Zapp's Cast. I hope you enjoy it. It's going to be a wild one. We got a lot to talk about. Let's get to it.
Good evening and welcome to the Hump Day Chin Wag, Wednesday's premiere show, in my view anyway. Discussing everything from TV, games, films, politics, and anything in between that we can think of. So between me and the panel, we're going to crack through the latest news from the last episode, and we will go through the various things coming up in chat, and we'll bring you all together and give you a steer in the right direction. But without much further ado, let's get cracking with the knacking. And let's bring on the first panel member. There's my brother from another mother, Status Geek. Hey there.
I must say, I didn't like the music when you first did it, and now I was dancing to it. I was like proper jiggly. I was like loving it. I was like, it's getting to me. It's getting to me. The intro music.
Can you see anybody else that's waiting to join? You
No.
can't, can you? Well,
No,
what I see is this. I see this from almost everybody that's got their camera on. They're all bouncing around.
The first and I was like, yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the vibe now. It's growing on me. It's like one of those like albums of somebody you really loved, and then you listen to it, and then you hold it. No, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Fun. A lot of news. A lot of political stuff. It's been a bonfire of sanity, let's just say it, over this last week.
The last week has been absolutely mental in so many different areas, so many different kind of like situations. And I mean, we're going to touch on quite a few of them today. We are literally going to talk quite a few of them today because there's so much bling going on. Whether you're watching Packashite or whether you're staying on top of any of the elections from across Europe, any of the presidential elections in the US, there's so much fucking craziness going on. And then you've got some retarded statements, some retarded commentary from individuals.
It's everybody just trying to get their little bit in,
Yeah.
whilst
just
the
a
general
massive grind.
election, other elections,
Yeah.
all that across France. Let's get my little stupidity in, and it's just like, oh, roll your eye like that moment, isn't
Yeah.
it? Really?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, cool.
Cool. Right. It's good to see you, though. Good to see you. And we're going to bring out our next panelist, also a streamer. It's Greg.
Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. How's things, mate?
Yeah, good. I've had a good day. Mr. Porkchop's been on at me to watch Clarkson's Farm for some time, and for some reason today I just went, you know what? I'm going to binge watch Clarkson's Farm. So I'm on 10 minutes to go on episode 8. So I'll watch the whole first season today.
Season 1 is
Mm,
well worth it. Well worth it.
yeah,
All,
really
all
enjoyed it.
including the later seasons, it just gets better and better.
Yeah,
And the funny thing that I take away from Clarkson's Farm is, yes, you've got the spin of the fact that he's a celebrity, and that is got its own stigma in the area that he is in. But he is generally trying to do something away from his wheelhouse. He's picked up a farm. He's trying to run the farm. He's trying to make money off the farm. But he's also, what it's doing is raising massive awareness of the plights of farmers, especially
Yeah.
the farmers in the UK, because they are getting shafted. I
Yeah.
don't know a group of people that are shafted more than farmers, because they are
Amen.
out. Well,
yeah, but they're happy about it.
but yeah, exactly. They tend to be happy that they're getting shafted, Stasis.
It's
Whereas
the
farmers,
involuntary shafting that farmers get.
yeah.
Also,
they can be
before we
up.
go on, because it made me piss myself, who did it?
Who did what?
Insert subtitles.
Oh, that was me.
That was him.
Hey, Howie.
That was him. He's
You've
waiting
learned how
for
to
one
do
of
it.
us.
Oh my god, you've learned how to do it. Oh
He's
my.
waiting for one of us to abuse him.
I was just deleting yours.
He's waiting for us to abuse him. So this is the way it goes, guys. Subtitles are over there somewhere. Both. And they are open for interpretation, especially Greg's. So we'll just abuse them as we need to.
Well, the
half an
last
hour's
one was
time,
like,
it
smells
might
like an angry
change.
queef, and I wasn't going to put up with that.
Oh, you should do. You should do. Farmers screwed, everyone's screwed. And this is the important thing, Galadorn. That's the important statement there. Once the farmers are screwed, everyone's screwed. Because
Farmers
everything
in America
goes
have
up.
been targeted as well, you know.
Yeah.
So
But it's farmers the world over. Apart from
yeah, I mean, look
now,
at the Dutch
I hate
farmers.
to say this. I hate to say this, but French farmers can go suck a big fat one.
The thing
only
is, you've
because-
got
they just
over
retire, really.
corporate farming, especially like overfishing corporate
Yeah.
farmers. It's not the farmers as everybody perceives the farmers and the fishermen. It's the corporate entity that
It's the corporate entity
definitely over
that are screwing
for
everybody.
everyone.
And it's mainly driven by the backs of the supermarkets because they will charge wholesale costs or they'll pay wholesale value for things, which is screwing out the local farmers. I mean, these poor bastards are getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, if not earlier, to milk, tend to the farm, do everything, and they're not going to bed until 2300 at night. They are fucking long, hard days. We should speak to. I tell you what, we should speak to Heretical Nerd at some point because obviously he's a farmer himself. And he's a young lad, and he does quite a long around his farm. Anyway, let's stop talking bollocks.
Before we go on,
yeah.
Quick, Stasis, glad you brought up Acolyte. I've had a thought about Acolyte, even though I've not seen it, so we'll have to come back to that.
High five!
In a bit. So don't let me forget, because my memory is shot for some reason.
No, he's fucking shit. All he has to do is press there.
It's difficult because it's all reversed.
What do you mean it's all reversed? Mine's easy.
Hey, look,
it's like,
high five.
Just stick
high
your
five.
fucking
It's easy.
hand. Right, I'm going to do something else.
All right, just get someone else in. This is a train wreck.
Hold on.
Just a little bit left.
Huck to it.
Left a bit. Right, okay, let's bring on Hanayama. How you doing, brother?
I swear, if you leave the fucking old people alone, they just are gonna do fucking wild shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't being wild.
You know for well we are wild. All the old people. Oh, well, actually, I'm not that old, but Greg definitely is.
Yeah.
All of you,
And
all
wild.
three of you are older than me, so I will not hear any fucking trying to like. I'm not that old.
I'm trying to think if Stasis is actually older than me.
Yeah. No, I think you by 2 years, isn't it? I can't remember.
What year?
I was conceived in
Are you in the-
1979, as I was born in 1980.
Oh my god, I was 10 when you were conceived.
Wanker. He's just beaten me.
Me.
I was conceived in 79 and born in 79.
I was playing Advanced Dungeons and Dragons in 1977.
So you were born a
No,
year
you were
before
yourself.
John Lennon
No,
was
no, no,
was,
no,
was
I
gone, right?
77.
In 1979, I was probably halfway through the fucking A module series. No,
What-
the G
what
module.
version-
You're
what
in the
version-
war.
What version?
World of
What
Grey
version
Hawk.
of Dungeons and Dragons
Alright,
rules were them?
Hold it. Can we
Version
just
one.
change your name to Grandad?
First
Can we
edition.
have Grandad, please?
First edition Advanced
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons World of Greyhawk. So yeah, and you were fucking not even conceived.
Maybe
Anyway,
that should be
move on.
shut. Everybody buy Only Fools and Horses characters.
I'm so old I need a Father's Day card from everyone.
Like, literally.
Hold it. I don't know my dad, so that might be a bit weird.
Oh,
Right.
Ow.
Okay.
Hold it. Hold it. Look at the hairline. Just looking at the hairline. Nah.
Well,
Look at the hairline. Why do you think I fucking hide mine?
Yeah,
Why do you think I put a freaking cap on mine?
thought
Holy
one.
shit. I'm fucking well old. Anyway, let's
Yeah,
go
but
to
I
the
was-
next.
I thought it was because you were doing regain to catch up with me.
No,
I
mate.
felt like
No, mate.
hide it, and then one day you're just gonna unveil. It's gonna do this
No,
bushy
no,
little
no.
afro.
You've got more than enough hair to fucking for the rest of us, mate.
but
Hold it.
Stasis, honestly, like, could you imagine Tommy with a fucking afro?
It'd be brilliant. Just like boing.
But
Yeah.
but here's the thing. But here's the thing.
Sideshow Bob, isn't it?
No, no,
Sideshow Bob.
but the thing is, Tommy would not allow to have just a simple afro. He would have like the epic Mike fucking giga afro,
Oh,
and then he
yes.
needs to wiggle his head.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And if you did it, Fu Manchu, just the Fu
Oh,
Manchu.
you've gotta have a Fu
that-
Manchu,
oh,
man.
actually, that'd be
Oh, fuck
brilliant.
You've got to have a Fu Manchu.
Yeah, fuck it.
Right. Okay. Let's bring on our next panelist. He's also a regular. It's Abe. How you doing, brother?
How do?
How you doing? What you been up
Abe.
to? What you been up to since the last time I saw you?
Mostly breathing.
Okay, that's good. As long as you're
Mostly
still breathing.
Abe watches live streams on YouTube. He watches
Pretty
everything.
much.
Hold on.
I sort of live in a Tron-like world at this point. I'm just perpetually online.
You carry on talking. I'm just going to check something.
It's just, it's,
I'm also totally down for seeing Tommy in a massive afro.
yeah. But next meetup, we should make it happen.
Yeah, just don't make him drop his pants. The same thing happens.
And flares, like a real.
No,
Disco Pink Daddy.
Somebody needs to to do a really shitty Photoshop of it, and then we need to put it on Twitter and be like hashtag.
Fucking hell, I'm on it.
like that ass, like hashtag.
I've never photoshopped anyone in their life. They're all real images. Just
Fuck
Oh,
off.
of course.
You fucking wanker.
Guilty as charged.
As he,
You shall not
fucking,
tell a lie.
this fucking prick keeps on sending me fucking images of me humping fucking Mr. Porkchop. Fuck off.
Last one.
Wow.
Sorry. I know. Last one, you humped Abe.
Photographs, you mean?
This
Oh,
is
okay.
true.
This is
Pictures
true.
pictures
You
is worth
look-
1,000 words, but videos
agree.
is just memories.
Photographs, not pictures.
look-
Before,
yeah.
before.
No. I mean photos in that they were live.
no.
Before we bring on our special guest for this week, just a quick shout out, Andy Matthews for the £5. Hunter Biden is the new head of the DEA.
What?
Sorry, just heard it is just sitting in on the White House. So that
Yeah.
was a joke there. That was a joke, Greg. Calm down. Because
No,
I
I
read
believe
that.
that.
I
I
read
believe
that and
it.
I was like, what the fuck? That's why I
No,
said talk about yourself
he-
for a second.
The middle part is correct.
Yeah, the middle part, he is sitting on the White House meetings. Absolute
Mhm.
fucking
He's
clown
there.
world.
Yeah.
Absolute fucking clown world. But Andy Matthews,
he's
thank you
doing-
very
he's-
much
he's
indeed
not-
for the £5.
Apparently, I
Super.
might have misheard, but apparently he's writing lines or something about lines.
Well, he might be sniffing.
No,
He's
he's
more likely
writing.
gonna be
No,
sniffing on
I don't think
fucking
he's writing
writing
them. I
But,
think he's using them.
Guys,
Is he writing them in white chalk?
Yes.
he could be. He could be.
Hmm.
And we're going to bring on our special guest for this week. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, give a warm welcome to Major ZAPP.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing, brother?
Woo!
How do?
Thank you. Thank you. I made it. I made it to the Chin Wag. Finally. Finally.
Right, how do I rearrange everybody? There
Yeah,
we go.
I didn't like being underneath you. It's a bit weird. It felt a bit. A bit creepy.
No, I'll let Greg
It
go
gave me
there.
flashbacks. It gave me flashbacks being underneath you.
So, guys,
It's like having a little person.
So, guys, listening. Right, Major Zap, do you want to introduce yourself to the panel and introduce yourself to the chat?
Absolutely. Hi, chat, and hi, the rest of the panel. I'm Major Zap. I'm a content creator, gamer, and innovator. Innovator as far as music. I compose music for gaming streams, my own streams. I am a massive nerd and gamer. I have been gaming since I could walk. I came from a huge family, 6 sisters, 2 brothers, so I always got the hand-me-down consoles and games. So that's really where it all started. Just was always passionate about that. I went off to film school, went off to do the gaming thing. That flopped on its head. So that's why I'm on YouTube.
So can I just interject there? You miss one thing. You've also grown a great beard.
Oh, I appreciate that. You should. I was gonna wax this, but I didn't have the energy. It's massive.
Oh, you're like, yeah.
Oh no, it's a beast.
That's a full-on walrus, isn't it?
If you can't,
yes,
do
sir,
that,
it is.
magnificent.
Like,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
always feel disappointed. I can't grab it.
Yeah, that's the thing. So the wife will never let me grow mine. So this is about as long as it gets, and even now she'll say, "Can you shave your face? It's horrible." And I'm like, "But I want to grow it massive, like big old chops." But yeah, I can never 40 there. Oh my god, a genuine ginger beard. Yeah, bless you, bless you. And Sandy Q for a $1.49 super sticker.
Woo.
Thank you very much indeed, Sandy. I hope you're doing well. Are you on your way home, Sandy? Are you on your way home? Right. Okay. So
Don't answer that if you are, because you're driving.
yeah, if you're driving, don't worry about answering that one. But obviously, myself, I wanted to obviously get Major Zap on. We've kind of like cross paths through quite a few channels, and certainly over the last, I'll say, the last 8 months,
Mhm.
as I've been branching out myself. And I thought it was a good opportunity to introduce Major Zap to the guys in the chat, and especially the guys that are on the panel, because one of the things I like to do is interact with new people, especially those face to face for the first time. So it was just a good opportunity to take Major Zap up. So yes, you're here, and we are gonna crack on through.
And real quick, I forgot to mention
Yes,
this
sir.
is Zap's Cast first podcast. I announced it in 2023, so I am streaming alongside you guys. So this is episode 1 for me, episode 10 for you
nice.
guys. So thank you for the
Oh,
opportunity
that's good.
for allowing me
Zap,
to
yeah.
also motivate me and launch
Zap,
my own
Zap.
cast alongside you guys. So thank you.
Cool.
I really, really
Perfect.
appreciate that more than you
Nice.
realize. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
No, that's amazing. So just bear with me one.
And we also apologize then.
For what?
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
afraid. No. I come from the media industry. I come from radio and stuff like that. You cannot scare me. I've heard very strange things. Bring it.
But Greg's here. Greg can scare anyone.
Right, he can come sit on my lap. It's okay. He can sit around my lap right next to me. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine.
I'm actually
Greg
quite
is just going
sensible.
to touch you in places.
Hey, if you see my camera go null, you'll know what's happening. Okay.
That's all right. When we see Greg with white splotches on his head, we know it was a good time. So Major Zap is currently streaming here. Here's his link, guys. Make sure you pop across to Major Zap. Go and say hello
Thank you,
to him.
Tommy.
give
Oh,
his
come on. You didn't have to
stream
do that shit. Come
a
on.
like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. No. It's part of what we do anyway. It's part of what we do.
Appreciate that.
So
Done. Subbed. Done.
hello. Yes. Smash that sub button, guys. Smash that
the
sub button.
like.
Smash it like you would do an old granny. Right.
What?
Okay. First. Deal breaker.
Fucking
Major
hell.
Zap looks like an older me. Haha. Except the ginger spice in there. You're ginger as well, though. Deal breaker.
Hey, we got to
Use your
stick together.
words.
We got to stick together. The gingers have to stick
Yeah.
together. We're gonna rule the world one day. It's
Gingers
gonna
and
happen.
world
We're
unite.
the gingers are the singularity. Just letting you know.
So the thing is, when enough ginger people come together, do you actually finally get enough to have one soul?
Actually, I can't answer that. Because if you knew the answer to that, we'd have to kill you.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna give
literally.
the military row here is gonna get it. Okay, so the first day of basic training, you all
Yes.
line up. Of course, you've all got longer hair than you shouldn't. You all go off.
I didn't.
You know, they all stand you up before you go get your haircut. And it like the guy, his name was Sergeant. Great name. So Sergeant came over.
Okay.
And he literally was like, bang, 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 taking the piss out of everyone. And he just walked up to the ginger person and just went, "Ooh, you smell like piss." And then just walked off. That was it. And it was just it. And that was it. And it was like, damn it. That was it.
Still, thank you for
screwed
being here,
your
Tomby.
whole
Sandy,
basic
good to see
training.
you.
Whatever went past,
Justin, good
it
to
was
see you.
it. It was, yeah. And he was just
But-
like, everybody does it. Like any drill instructor you ever known, that's it. Ginger, I'm winning this week. That's what they think.
but the thing is, it was a regular thing, and the thing is, the top three guys here, by the way, chat, were all ex-armed forces. The bottom three are civvies. But the top three, we all know what it's like to rib each other to death about absolutely anything and everything. And gingers, it was always synonymous with gingers that they stunk of piss and vinegar.
Yeah.
Almost all the time.
Supposedly.
But that's part of the fun and games. Part of the fun and games.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, I would never. I mean, the thing is, I haven't gone round like Biden sniffing people.
No.
so I
Those
can't
those are
comment
shoulder
or
massages,
speculate.
sir. There's a difference.
Shoulder. What about? I was
But with
gonna
the
say,
nose.
What about the ones for the kids? And I was like, oh no, let's not go there.
Ooh, what do you? Okay, never mind.
Don't get me started.
Oh, they got immunity
Big
now
no, no.
anyway.
What,
Big
sniffing
no,
kids?
no.
No,
Right.
no, on Biden.
Biden. Where's our first doodah? Right. So, in terms of topics, we are going to go through them. And our first discussion point is all about the US. So, we're going over to Trump. And let's do a
I
bit
said,
of-
don't make me go there, and you make me go there.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to talk about Donald Trump, not about Biden's Trump. Biden's Trump comes later. So, and
It's
the
more
Trump
of a
who followed
finishing
through.
move.
Well, yeah. I mean, he definitely did sound like he followed through. But U.S. Supreme Court. Oh, I should have said hello to the bloody chat. Holy crap! Almost forgot. Chat. Hi. Anyway, let's
The
carry on.
most important people. The most
I
important
already
people.
said hi.
Mate, we've got 28 people currently watching, people popping in and out all the time, which is great. And I did spot
Lurkers, say hi. Lurkers, say
A
hi.
lot
Freak
of-
us all out.
I did spot one chap in here that I want to give a special shout out to. And I'm actually going to grab his YouTube link. And this is a special one, and I'll tell you why in a second. Right, shitbox enthusiast. Now that
That's a great
does
name.
not reference someone's arsehole. So this is all about cars, guys.
Hitbox
Right.
enthusiast.
Yeah. So this is for all intents and purposes. This is my brother's YouTube. Shitbox enthusiast. He does everything about cars. He's currently out and about in his BMW. So if you're into cars and basically modifying cars, BMWs specifically, but engine swaps, you name it, racing, drifting, all of that good stuff, make sure you pop across to the brother's channel. Just give him a bit of a like and a bit of a follow. He's not done too much on YouTube, but he is starting to pick up on it. And I think if we can get him up to close to the 100 subs after a couple of months, I think that will do him. That will do him the world of confidence. But
And he
everybody
also
else,
has, I've heard, an OnlyFans that
Yes.
is exactly what it says on the box.
yes, yes. But it's taking it up the shitbox enthusiast.
Oh.
Daily dysfunctions in the house. Vordy, Galadorn, good to see you. Lacey, Sandy Q is actually home today, so no driving. That's good. It's good to see. Good to see. Deal breakers in the house, of course. Lots of people subbing over to Major Zap. Sonia, how you doing, Sonia?
You guys are amazing.
Unfortunately,
Sub away.
Greg's in chat. Uncle Martin, how you
Yay.
doing, my friend? Jazz, Panzerwesk is in both chats. I think he's one of the mods on your channel.
Yeah, he
Major
is
Zap.
my head mod and a very, very dear friend. He's been very
Oh,
supportive
bless
of my journey this whole way through and everything else in my life. And so he is my another brother from another mother, and he's my Dutch friend. He's all the way across, way, way, way up there.
Happy days. Vordy's also a Dutchie. Vordy's up in Emmen currently. So we've got quite a wide collection of people from basically all over the world. Lots of Europeans, lots of Americans. We've got our Canadians. I've even got people from Japan jumping in now and again. But
Oh my
Highlander,
God, I'm sure
is-
you're going to start a song soon, isn't it?
Yeah,
Go
I'm not
Canadians.
claiming
Do
responsibility.
you know what?
for that one.
Do you know what? Actually, you say that. I actually started coming up with some lyrics for Suno. Now, all of the
Ooh.
songs are shit so far, so I'm just waiting for the AI to eventually cotton on to something that's
Wow,
good.
I thought you were going to get me to do the guitar again.
Well,
Suno's
you
actually gotten better.
do-
They just released their 3.5 AI,
Yeah,
so
3.5.
it's getting
Yep.
getting much better.
GPT. Use Chat GPT to write the lyrics and then feed that into Suno.
Yes. I
That's
need
one
to
way.
go and-
You can't beat Tom B is happy song.
Yeah. The Tombi, but the thing is, I'm gonna have to explain it to Major Zap now, because he probably didn't see it. So the Tombi is happy song was a special song that Stasis Geek wrote on my behalf that basically said Tombi is gay all the way through it.
For 2
to
minutes.
for 2 minutes. Yep. And he
Yeah, it
released
was a banger.
He released it onto Twitter, and it took off,
Yeah.
and he's now
That
famous.
was a good troll by me and you though.
Yeah,
But they
of
were
course it
some
was.
good. That was a good troll.
Yep, indeed it was. Vordy's in the house. Lucifer. So the youngest son's in the house as well. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. I think and Els is in the house as well. Plenty of people. Right, let's get cracking. Right.
Do it.
First things first.
Do it.
First things first. Can I make this any bugger?
Yeah.
Let me make it any bugger.
I mean, it's already buggered enough as it is. I mean, can you make it worse?
Mate, it's fucking crazy.
Oh,
this shit.
we can.
That's good. That's good. That's
Thanks.
good.
Yeah, I mean, certainly we will try to bugger everything.
Do your best.
Well, certainly Abe will. Right, U.S. Supreme Court rules Trump has broad immunity from prosecution. So, summary: conservatives, justices in majority liberals dissent, absolute immunity, giving only to certain acts, which is what's being missed from a lot of this. Is that he's only got absolute immunity from certain acts. Ruling makes a Trump trial before election improbable. So straight away off the bat, before I open it up for everyone to have a good old chinwag over, is we know that the Democrats are trying their damnedest to prevent essentially Trump from running for 2024, and as a
Yep.
result, they've tried to bring charges against him, which the 34 charges in New York. But they are trying to do other things, changing laws and whatever else, and changing resolutions in order to prevent Trump from running. Now, obviously, this ruling from the Supreme Court has obviously gone kind of like against the grain in many ways, because I think it was a 6-3 ruling in Trump's favor. Abe keeps on coming in and out, which is a first for him. But the ruling makes a Trump trial before the election improbable, so they're not likely to try and prevent him from running. But it was obviously interesting that this came out fairly recently after the whole New York prosecution dilemma.
Yeah.
So Washington, Reuters, U.S. Supreme Court ruled on Monday that Donald Trump cannot be prosecuted for actions that were within, and this is the key thing, the key terms, within his constitutional powers as president in a landmark decision recognizing for the first time any form of presidential immunity from prosecution. The justices, in a 6-3 ruling, threw out a lower court's decision that had rejected Trump's claim of immunity from federal criminal charges involving his efforts to undo his 2020 election loss to Joe Biden. The 6 conservative justices were in the minority, while its 3 liberal members dissented.
Majority.
It says we're in the majority, while its 3 liberal members. Majority. So Trump is the Republican candidate challenging Biden, Democrat who gives a shit. We all know. Case and its decision to return key questions about the scope of Trump's immunity to the trial judge to resolve make it improbable he will be tried before the election. On these charges brought by special counsel Jack Smith, we conclude that under constitutional structure of separated powers, the nature of presidential power requires that a former president have some form of immunity from criminal prosecution for official acts during his tenure in office. Thoughts? Who wants to go first?
Has to be the American.
Abe.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yes, go
Yes.
for it.
Well, this isn't really anything particularly new because domestically speaking, the US president doesn't actually have a lot of domestic power.
Yeah.
So this really isn't anything at all. The only regards in which this could, and I'm not sure if it specifies in the article as well, it has to be official acts.
Yeah.
So it doesn't apply to any other kind of conduct that the president would do
Correct.
otherwise. So fundamentally, it's nothing really. It's just a codification in the law of it.
But what
Yeah,
is these been kind of done for already? Isn't it more like corporate? But because he was sitting as the CEO at the time of the corporate entity, it's not this. What's her face? Backhanded,
Stormy.
buying Stormy Daniels thing. This is anything to do with that because that's been delayed, hasn't it?
It has.
That whole
Yeah.
saga.
This is in
Well,
reference to the. They're trying to aim at the. And I say this loosely, the attempted insurrection.
Yes.
That's what they're aiming at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was that an insurrection? In my eyes, yes, it was.
Is it going to get delayed? And will it go before November?
No,
Will
it will
it
not.
actually any legacy? Like, will it ever go anywhere? No. That's the problem. Is like you got two sides spitting and playing both political sides. The Republicans playing the victim at the moment, and then Democrats going, look, their whole side like it was against the law. Really, it's a very thin line if you go by either side. Is like who can be held like actually accountable. It's like that this at this point. So it's a I'm guessing the majority on the Supreme Court is Republican or nominee Republicans.
Majority.
Yeah, 6-3.
Right. Yeah. So
Yeah,
there you go.
they lean conservative at least anyway. As to whether they're actually registered Republicans or not is a different matter.
Yeah, that's a whole nother
Yeah.
can of worms you'll be opening. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean the thing is that you look at some of the stuff that happened. So January 6th, insurrection. I think we can probably all accept that Donald Trump basically stood on a podium and specifically said, "Don't take it lying down," kind of thing, and did encourage people to go to the Capitol. Definitely did encourage people to go to the Capitol. Now, did he turn around and state anywhere during his rant and rave on the podium to carry out any illegal acts? Open for interpretation. But the other thing as well is, and this is the thing I need to get a little bit more knowledge of with regards to kind of like some of the stuff that's going on out there in the US, because you've got a lot of times riots and situations where it's clear there is a three-letter organization involved in disturbing or making it out that so let's say a group of individuals dressed up as rioters, they go and run amok to make the whole thing valid for them to then start attacking people, as in start arresting people, start attacking Donald Trump and things like that. So I need certainly, obviously, from the chat, from yourself, Major, you might be a little bit closer to it, obviously. But do we actually see that actually happening in terms of many events where the FBI are dressing up in civilian clothing deliberately with masks to basically disturb the peace and force the situation?
If the question is, do you see them do it, and is there records and is there knowledge of that? The answer to that question is no. They are the FBI. Nothing they do is in our purview. They have their own purview. Their actions are guarded by their own actions. So there's nothing the American people, taxpayer and everything like that, can do about this. Nothing. The fact that they may instigate issues and rile up the crowd, again, that's hearsay. You have no proof. They'll never have the proof of this.
Yeah. But that's exactly any agency like that across any modern
DEA,
state in the world
FBI,
has the same.
CIA,
Yeah, not just across the pond, everywhere in Europe,
everywhere.
all the same. Everybody's the same.
Right.
So yeah, you're completely I completely agree with that state.
Yeah.
But,
We
yeah.
will never know what really happened.
No.
Ever. It will never see the
internal
light of day.
communications will be now locked down. It'll be a few people going hearsay. They said that. Blah,
It may
blah,
be
blah.
even in the
You're never
presidential
gonna get-
handbook, and that's it. And that's eyes only for the acting president.
That's eyes only for the president. So if that is likely to be the case, and so I'm deliberately framing things to open up the conversation. So if that's gonna be the likely situation that we will or the general public will never know the truth, how can either side say it was or wasn't insurrection or was influenced by certain agencies or wasn't influenced?
It becomes circumstantial evidence.
Exactly. So what you then decide on is the truth of the matter.
What
Because
you see and what you
if
hear.
can't prove it, if you can't prove anything either way, then I suppose you can go down Occam's razor. What's more probable to be the case? It's probably the only.
Okay,
way
let
you
me
can
put
decide
it
things.
this point. If
Yeah.
this is going to be very pedantic, but bear with me. Okay, if Trump doesn't win, yeah, he would very be unlikely to run for the next four. Yeah, the four after. He can.
Yeah.
That's fine. Would they pursue it?
No.
Okay, then on the reverse side, if he wins, it goes away. But when he stands down, are they going to pursue it because he's not in? It doesn't matter anymore because the current political side of Republicans, he's gone. So if you've got that kind of things, but probably I've always said it's probably going to be DeSantis next. They're gearing up for that. Does he matter? Does he matter? And that's the thing is he only matters now for the political side for the next 4 years. He doesn't matter. This thing goes away in November. It goes away. It's all about getting the people who are the swing votes, the swing states, trying to draw them whichever side he thinks. But I've just sent you on the private one. Have a look at that because that is showing something big about what the political state is in America and what the bookies have said. And bring this up because it's interesting because look who's number third on who's going to win. So outright winner, 4-7 favorite, Donald Trump.
Yeah, Donald Trump.
Okay, I can believe it. But look who's number 2 and number 3. I think that says more than anything else that we're talking about. Is that has to come, and that is through most betting companies that they're now pushing something else. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it will calculate because if you look at how the system is and how it's been run so far, unless they can get Trump off the card, I think is a sure thing. Now, you might piss off the Blues saying that, but unfortunately, I think they railroaded him in a more positive view by giving all these little minor things in every little county, every little state, sort of trying to out him. They made him number one. And I don't think you're going to get a lot of people will not go, oh, I feel a bit of sympathy, like you're railroading a non-politician. That's why. And that's his whole poll is I'm not a politician, I'm a businessman. And look what they're doing to normal people. The politicians are letting you down. And he's going to get that swing vote. That says it all. That is a big gap to make up.
Did this so obviously you would expect Joe Biden to be number 2, Kamala Harris number 3, whatever, Newsom, so on and so forth. Did anyone pay attention to this before the debate the other day? And on the back of the results of that debate, have positions then changed?
Yeah,
I don't know about the betting.
He didn't have a strong debate.
Odds.
No, it was still Biden. Robert Kennedy was higher up. I think he's dropped off the card. I think he's not got. he's kind of got. I think he'll do better than the libertarians in some states, but not
But
as much as the blue.
but
The blue and red.
Robert Kennedy is more dangerous than
just
all
not
of them
gonna-
combined.
Yeah.
If you want the truth on that, because how well
Yeah.
he's connected. He's a freaking Kennedy.
Yeah,
Do
he's
y'all
a
not
Kennedy
know how?
at the end
Did
of the
nobody
day.
forget how powerful the Kennedys still are to this day?
Yeah,
That's why they all
family is-
ousted him, didn't they? They've all
Yeah.
like 80% of his
Yeah.
families ousted him. No, he's this, he's that. Like, will he get? Will I don't think it would be amazing if he would win a state. It's not going to happen.
No.
It's not. Like, libertarians have tried for so many years, and they're like less than like 4% of the vote still in most states. It's literally that. You still got that to run off. You're going to have that. If it ever happened, and if it did happen, wow, that would
Yeah.
change the political system in America.
And the face of
forever.
it. It would be a complete facelift.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be. It's
Yeah,
like if
just-
he won, like even like one of the smaller states, it's like that where it doesn't have like, he's not going to win a Florida. He's not going to
No,
win a
it's
Florida.
not.
That's going to be that would be ridiculous. But if he won, that's got a smaller, like draw to the numbers. It would still throw it out. It would still throw that numbers out because it's so going to be close. And I think even now that these numbers, I still think it was still going to be like. I think if you be like conservative, it's still going to be like 53, 55% Trump. I don't think it's going to be a landslide.
No,
The
it will not be
popular
a
vote
landslide.
It's gonna be
will still
close.
go. Will still
gonna
be
be close.
Democrat. It will
Yeah.
still because them states are still going to be the majority. But I think it. Yeah, I think he like with Trump. I think he's got Florida already, and I can't see him like losing like any of the other swing states, unfortunately,
Right.
at
So-
the moment.
So I'm
Until
gonna
something changes.
I'm going to bring up a couple of points from the chat that may put another kettle of fish into the conversation. So, Sandy Q basically saying about the chats themselves. So, obviously, did he incite people to do anything illegal or anything like that? Sandy Q, no, didn't happen. That's that's conflated with a different speech on a different day. Daily dysfunction. There are always a few bad apples in the bunch. Over in the Netherlands, they deploy undercover to escalate demonstrations. Wouldn't surprise me if that happened over there as well. Elza, could Tomby be referring to some alphabet agencies? And yes, the FBI has been caught as agitators, and Congress has called them out. Officially on it. Skipping over a couple. Steel Leg, good to see you, my friend. Sorry, January 6th, wasn't it one Trump? Never told anyone to attack. He told folks to go peacefully. He is on record. Dealbreaker also comes back as well. There are camera recordings of agents letting civilians into the building and leading them round as if given a tour. There was no insurrection. So, I mean, there's good points coming in from the chat here, guys. At what point does it become an insurrection? If they're let into a building peacefully and they're walking around peacefully and they're being led around by the powers that be, can it be claimed that it's an insurrection?
Once there's bloodshed. And there was no bloodshed.
There was no bloodshed, was there?
Nope.
Well, there was one casualty, wasn't there? But that was
But
actually a protester who
completely-
was shot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It has to
that's
be
different.
mass bloodshed for
it
by
wasn't
definition of
instigated
an
by the
insurrection.
protesters.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah, so-
the tree of
And then,
power or the chain of command has to be altered at the same time too. There's a lot of factors that fall into insurrection. Does it quacks like a duck? Is a duck? Okay, it's a sandwich. It's
Before
all
we move on-
interpretation. You know.
Before we move on, her name was Ashley Babbitt, the woman who was shot inside the Capitol building by the police officer. And I don't think that there was an insurrection. I watched from the outside of the US, and you know, I was quite active in looking at that because my fiance is from California, so I've got an interest in there. I'm eventually going to live in the country, and I didn't see any nothing, no organized insurrection other than orchestrated by three-letter agencies, and other protests have been organized by them. This organization called Patriot Front has been pretty much created out of whole cloth by the three-letter agencies and funded probably by George Soros. You see them turning up in U-Haul vans or buses, all wearing the same gear, and with police escorts and masks on. They're all over it. They're all over every protest, both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, they turn up and say, "How do, fellow protesters?"
Yeah, that's the meme, isn't it?
Yeah,
How do
the
fellow
thing is, they're
school
trying
kids?
to make out like the thing is that he is a Davis or a Stevens, like that. Like they're going, oh,
Yeah.
he like that's what they're trying to do. It's like it's a new civil war. We're gonna get. He's the new Jefferson Davis. It's like that. It's like what? Sorry, he was still a politician within your country, and it's like that is they've lost the whole remarks of what their history was and what the law is, and they're just spitting out of like the next scaremongering tactics. And it's lost them in the election. It's lost literally the mainstream media, unfortunately, has probably done more harm to the Democrat cause than the Democrats itself with running Joe Biden at,
Well, the mainstream media really is the mouthpiece of the Democrats,
Yes.
en masse.
It's the only thing that they
They're
can
all
control.
part of the same fascistic machinery that
It's
sits
a cabal,
behind
isn't it? Ultimately.
the power of the left. It's been the slow creep of institutions over decades, which has led to this. And those institutions, governmental, educational, higher education, press, entertainment, as we're seeing in Hollywood.
Yeah.
That started early. There were trials in the 50s about it, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Everyone just forgot.
Have
It's
you
the
ever seen
commies.
that? Have you ever seen that clip of all of the local news stations all saying the exact same thing in unison, like they're the Borg?
The talking
but-
points by the CIA sort of sent out at 3 a.m. to all the various stations.
And there's like one subtle word different between all of them, but they're all exactly the same in every single aspect. What they're trying to say, what they're trying to get across. It's just copy paste with a slight delta in between to make it not look so obvious. But we all know, well, the majority of the public tends to see things and just believe what they're being told, because that is the way that you get a lot of this, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to, I would say, garner the attention of the masses that don't know any better.
Yeah,
and there's not many people going to challenge it.
I can't answer this question because we're European.
Yes.
United Kingdom is completely different, so I have to phase that to the American. Is that what you perceive? Because that's a good point. That is it a generational thing? Because the modern media newspaper is an older generation, but we're getting that now from a younger generation. They're still following that rules. So, what you've just said. So, is it for Americans? What are we seeing? No,
that
You do remember that there's no American on the panel right now, right?
oh, is that?
I mean, that's really hard to say. I mean, I don't trust the media, period.
No.
At all, because I've worked in the media. I've worked at news stations. I've seen the stories written. I've seen the lies fabricated. I've been part of the fabrication of the lie. I will admit it. That's why I left, because I was done with it. I would no longer take part of it. And my moral compass guided me outside of that. And so I was in the wrong place. So that's why I say it's really hard to say.
Yeah.
I mean, the generation, my generation, is on the side of this is wrong. What the hell are y'all doing? Get your head out of your ass. But the generation now is oblivious. Their head is in their phone, a tablet, a screen. They're absolutely oblivious.
Yep.
And they're on the clock app, because I don't want to bring up their name, because we don't want ByteDance jumping down our throats.
Yep.
they're being fed all of that information in mass. And the execs and everybody creating this stuff at Silicon Valley don't care. Who it's up to the active voter and the parents of the active voter as they turn 18 to guide their children in the correct way and show them, hey, this is wrong, this is right, this is what you do, this is what you don't do. It doesn't matter what, it's do as I say, not as I do. That's why I say
think that kind of explains why there's been this long-term assault by the left on the nuclear family as well, because that moral compass in life stems from a strong guidance from both father and mother, and so they're just basically eroding that and trying to replace it with the mass media.
Trying to? It's already done. It's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late. You
to
are
have that
two
swing
generations.
back is going to be hard. It's going to be
You
hard.
Oh
are
yeah.
2 generations too late.
I mean, I've been talking about this kind of stuff since like 1985, so I've watched it happen.
Okay.
And basically,
Okay. Here's another thing too. Okay, this kind of is a tangent. I'll make it super short. Where did the internet come from?
DARPA.
Okay. What is DARPA? DARPA is a government agency and privately funded. Wi-Fi, mobile phones, DARPA. GPS, self-driving cars, Facebook, DARPA.
Facebook, Google.
DARPA. So
InQtel is the
so you think about all of that in the grand scheme of things, we have zero control.
Yep.
Zero.
And it's going to be a total loss of control like, say, for instance, if you think we've lost control digitally already, they're trying to extend that control out of the digital realm into the real world with smart technology and get tendrils into everything so that they know where everything is at all times. And
they already do.
On and off.
Yeah.
They already do.
I mean, let's face it, they already know almost everything that's going on anyway. They've got their fingers in so many pies that we do not even have visibility of. I mean, I could go through some of the technology that I've played with during my time in the armed forces, but I can't because of Official Secrets Act. But fucking the general public hasn't got a freaking Scooby-Doo.
I mean, I can tell you right now, there was a company. Okay, I signed an NDA. I'm still under this NDA, and I don't care. I really don't care. They can come after me if they want to. I worked on a project that affected people's sleep patterns and their HRV. Okay? Through temperature modulation.
Yep.
Okay? And people use this, and this modifies your sleep, what this technology does. And this was not for the government. This was private consumer tech I was working on. I was designing code and AI bots for this shit.
Yeah.
To alter your sleep patterns. Why would we want to alter your sleep patterns? Why in the hell am I going to alter your sleep patterns? What's the point of that? Think about that. Why am I going to mess with your biometrics and record your biometrics and then report that data to the internet, to the web that's monitored? Why would I do that? So I can know when you're sleeping?
Because you like fucking with people.
So I can know when you're sleeping? So I can know what this tech that we worked on could tell you days before if you were going to get sick or not.
Yeah. Because, I mean, the thing is, if you're pulling enough data points from the individual, whether it's heart rate, temperature, what the hormone levels are currently in the system, yes, you've got all of that data goes together, and then you start building analytics to properly sift through the data through, okay, you've got heaps and heaps and heaps of historical record that you can say, this person generated this condition after this symptom, this symptom, this symptom. Loads of information goes into an engine, gets bloody absorbed, and all of a sudden you've got AI easily can detect these things and predict it weeks, if not months in advance.
Exactly. That's what we did. And that was a non-military thing. So, yeah. That's why I say we're so lost.
And that capability, the funny thing is, sorry, honey, I'll wrap up my point. But this technology has been around a while. People think that it's only really just come in. No, what you're seeing, guys, is the fruits of labor of 25, 30 years worth of progression but now you're getting drip fed more of the access to it. Also, think about the freaking energy costs, because all of the freaking governments and all of the countries around the world are all saying, "Oh yeah, we've got to go green. We've got to go green. We've got to offset carbon, carbon, carbon." Fucking hell, Jesus Christ! AI is sucking down a bucket ton right now.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, like the server farms and storage networks,
Yeah.
how much power they consume.
Shitloads.
Yeah, and that's not
Absolute
even
shit.
mentioning
no,
the
yeah,
Bitcoin mining.
No, it's
No.
not. I just want to come back to Sandy Q. $20 super chat. Thank you
Woo.
very much indeed. The role of the media is to be critical of government and hold them accountable on behalf of the people. Now, the media criticizes those who criticize the media. Correct.
Cancel culture.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because fuck the media.
And
And
this
on
is
the
a
other
problem.
and on the other point, it's like I have absolute fucking sympathy for the poor motherfucker that has to monitor my heart rate. Like that poor motherfucker sitting there like, okay, he's definitely about okay, no, he's no longer about to die. No, he's about to die again. Like what the fuck?
But I mean, the thing is that there's stuff there out there. It's embedded in devices, your
Yep.
smartwatch, your phones.
Smartwatch, the core
Do you know how
ring,
much-
all of those
Do you
things.
know how much information I can glean about your house simply based on your Wi-Fi?
42 petabytes.
Don't forget. I mean, the thing is, Wi-Fi. Yeah, Galadorn's picked it up already. Wi-Fi is being used like sonar and MRIs. There is literally RF, and the more antennas, people think that these routers with lots of different aerials embedded in them are fan-dabby-dozy. Yes, you get perfect signal throughout your house, but each one of those can pinpoint and overlay a signal of Wi-Fi with movement from yourselves being detected, and I can easily build you a map and show you exactly where you're standing, exactly where the things and objects are in your house, very, very easily. The technology's been around for freaking ever.
Isn't it accurate now down to 5 meters? There's
2
something
meters.
stupid like that.
It's
2
actually
meters.
accurate to 0.3%.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
It's that
No,
accurate.
they've got the real. I think we said this time. The
Well, think about
real
it too.
time in military real time used to be real time. Used to be anything less than 24 seconds. I don't know what it is now, but I'm guessing because we're out of the.
Well, think about it too. How many people have
gonna be
security
ridiculous.
cameras, Wi-Fi based
Yeah.
security cameras? That's eyes.
Yep.
You have an Alexa speaker. You have a Google Home speaker. You have an Apple Home Pod. That's audio.
Yep.
Now, can I just quickly say, now more than 99.999%, they're not looking at you. But if we ever wanted to,
They could.
you could.
Yes.
And I always said it. Somebody always says, "Will I ever be hacked?" And I was like, "If I'm sitting outside your home and I'm wanted to hack you, I'm gonna hack you because I'm literally going to be like that. That's what I'm focused on. That's the scare. That's what you need to be. The thing is, if you're not doing anything wrong, don't worry.
I'll skip.
You know.
I'll give a use case now. So obviously, some of my background is electronic warfare, and I did my fair share of white hat stuff on the side. Now you look at your smart meters. So everyone's got smart meters on the electric, on their water, this, that, and the other. All of those are pretty much guaranteed to be connected to your Wi-Fi. Or they're on a certain frequency, either 460 odd megahertz or 800 odd megahertz, but most of them are connected to your Wi-Fi. I can easily do a DOF attack onto that once I capture the packet of that device reconnected to your Wi-Fi through a script and break the encryption arm straight into your Wi-Fi. Now I've got access to pretty much everything in your house: CCTV, TV, Alexas, all of those devices. They've all got exploits. They've all got rootkits that you can get into absolutely anything. It's not rocket science.
They're built in.
Yeah, they are built in
the
for
back end.
very obvious reasons, because stupid people forget their passwords all the time. And as long as you've got stupid people in the world that need to reset passwords, there's always a route to get back into that device. Anyway, Joe Biden. I love talking tech, but it bores a shit.
Segway.
Yeah, segue. Joe Biden has described as a dangerous precedent the Supreme Court ruling giving former President Donald Trump partial immunity from criminal prosecution. The current US president said the judgment undermined the law of rule and was a terrible disservice to Americans. Earlier, Trump hailed the court's decision as a big win for democracy. The justices found, most of those, immunity for official acts, but was not immune for unofficial acts, and referred the matter back to a trial judge. The judgment will further delay the criminal case against Trump for the 2020 election result that gave victory to Mr. Biden. The trial judge must now determine which actions were carried out in Trump's capacity as president, which could take months. Now, the other thing as well, I spin with this, and I apologise for interrupting there. The other thing I spin with this is all of the kind of like the criminal prosecutions all go into the direction, mainly the direction of Trump, and they're throwing as much shit as they can to try and see what sticks to the wall. But we know of many times where Biden and the family Biden or people associated with Biden have done something silly or something dodgy. I mean, whatever happened in terms of criminal prosecution for, what's fucking Clinton and the email scandal? There was no real comeuppance about Hillary Clinton having sensitive emails on a personal laptop or anything like that. Are we ever going to see Biden's laptop results?
No.
We're never going to see it. But that raises the point. That raises the question: how is it okay for Trump? And don't get me wrong, I'm not protecting Trump. I'm not advocating for protection of Trump at all. If he's done something wrong, he's done something wrong. Everyone should own up to that fact. Everyone should be held to account. But surely this goes both ways. The door swings both ways on this. So if Biden's camp's done something wrong, Trump's camp's done something wrong, the American people deserve justice to be done and those people to be brought to task.
I think
why are we not seeing that?
They need to remember that whatever they do in the run-up to the election, which I think they're inevitably going to lose, apart from some numerical shenanigans involving probably 100,000 dead people from each state voting by accident. They need to remember that whatever they try and do in the run-up to the election justifies the same things being done to them legitimately following the election. That's why they're so scared, because they thought they might be able to pull it off, but short of some drastic, ill-informed, I won't say spontaneous action, but some very badly advised drastic actions. What is their motto? By any means necessary.
By any means necessary.
Go there, but some crazy son of a bitch is going to be tempted to do something. There's already been calls for it on Twitter. I don't want to amplify them, but I'm really concerned that when you get a wounded animal like the Democrats, they are cornered and terrified, and they're going to start lashing out. Worse than this, I think they're going to try and put him in prison, which will make him stronger. I think they're going to, they've already put Steve Bannon in prison this week. They're going to try and imprison his whole legal team, no doubt, before the election. But also barring some kind of international incident that causes a national emergency, I wouldn't put it past them to try and subvert the election date in some way by invoking a national emergency, which they've manufactured. Problem, reaction, solution.
I don't think they would have the balls for that. I think any right-minded judge will delay anything up to the election date.
They're not right-minded though, are they? They're demonstrably insane.
Yeah.
I mean, they think
they've got to
there's more than two genders for a start. That's a mental illness which they're accepting of. They think that the economic reality around them is not what it is. They think that they've got a chance of winning this in an open and fair election, which they don't. And they just don't face reality on a daily basis, and so they think fantastic thoughts like lunatics and are prone to act on them impulsively as well because they don't have
Yeah,
any
but you've now
self-restraint.
got the whole state is like they've got to look at the winning card. The
Hey,
winning
Da Vinci,
card
welcome
at
to
the
the live
moment is
stream.
Trump
How are you, sir?
at the end of the day. So is a judge going to put their, I don't know, like foot in the ring for a losing side? I very much doubt it. I think
But
they will just go, we'll discuss it later.
the
Yeah.
That is the
Democrats aren't
easiest way.
discussing.
That is the grey. That is the grey card. That is
Yeah.
the best way to do it. Is even if
the-
you're blue, just go. Yeah, we'll look at it and just delay it on things, and then just when it
run
when
it
it
run it
gets
out before
delayed
the
or
action. Yeah.
it was just,
But-
it was that
but-
because you're not you like you had the New York whatever things, and they literally put their fist in. Let's just put
Yeah.
it in there.
Yeah.
That's it. But otherwise, from that, is anybody going to risk their job?
No.
Because I think Trump has kind of indicated in a way, like literally you're screwing, like as he says, you're screwing over the American public by doing this. I will screw over you. That is like kind of in a very layman's terms and things like that. So is he? Are they? I very much doubt they're not going to put their they're going to play that hand. I just think it's too late in the game. I think most educated judges are going to know where it's gonna lay at the moment in November. Like, there's got to be some ballsy high end judge who's got like some meat, like to do it.
Yep.
So we'll
There
have
has
to
to be.
see. But I very
There has
much
to be.
doubt. Yeah.
Okay, so in a televised statement, the nation was founded on the principle there are no kings in America. Unfortunately, there are in fucking UK.
We can come back. We can come back. Just ask. I'm happy.
Well, it's funny you should say that because someone sent me some bloody memes of 4th of July, so I'll bring them up in a second.
Oh, God.
This nation was Mearden's a prick, he is, but I love him. This nation was founded on the principle no kings in America. Each of us is equal before the law. No one is above the law, not even the president of the United States. And so much of this is so hypocritical. It's just fantastic in its statement. Today's court decision was almost certainly means there's virtually no limits on what a president may do. But again, it's that official acts. That's the thing that's been skipped over quite.
I think I know why they've put that in.
Go for it.
So, like, to my mind, the job of being the president of the United States is one that's not an average job that you would apply for and work agreed hours under contract. It's an appointment.
Yep.
And you are that person embodying that role by appointment for the duration of your term from the day of your inauguration to the day of the inauguration of your
replacement.
Predecessor. Yeah.
Now, so all duties carried out by a president during their term could be classed as official duties. However, now that they've said, oh, it's only your official duties that make you immune, that blanket immunity does not extend to former presidents like Joe Biden. So when Trump takes power, Biden's immunity does not extend to things that he did privately.
Correct.
Because that is not in the duties of his office.
And now that distinction has been made, which they've pushed for, because they were going after Trump so hard, they've opened up a legal loophole which will allow Joe Biden to be pursued for actions that he took in his business actions internationally, and any kind of federal charges he may face. Maybe not the documents.
Okay, but what it would be the point if, like, it looks like Trump's going to win and Biden isn't. Like,
and Biden will never come back.
Like,
Biden will never have another term.
I'm not being, but he needs to be taken care of. Like, everybody's seen
Yeah.
it, and I'm like, but what
the
would be
tell.
the point? This is literally both sides against spitting.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the guy's just going to go away, isn't he? He's
I-
gonna.
I'd say
He's not gonna. He's not gonna. He's that like in like he just needs to sit down for 6 months, like
yeah, but
in
he's not in
in a
charge.
home.
It's not him personally that's in charge.
No, but when when he's gone, they could go
Yeah.
for him. Like, but what is it? What would be the point? Like, he just needs. Like, he's not gonna do these. Like, oh, do you want to come to a speech? We're gonna pay you $50,000. Because what would be the point? You're gonna have okay. Who are you gonna get? You got Biden
Right.
and Obama.
Okay.
Obama is still got to go that.
I've got a
kinda
genuine question.
thing
I've
is-
got a genuine question for Major Zapp and the Americans that are in chat. So, the president of the US has an awful lot of access to information that the standard people aren't, or standard people don't have access to, official secrets and everything in between. Plus the information that's purview only to the presidents. If your president is massively infirm, senile, dementia, whatever, do the Secret Service just basically lock him away and keep him away from absolutely anyone for fear of any of that information getting out and used against the American? What
The job
happens
of
in
the
that
Secret
scenario?
Service is not to.
They're not babysitters.
Uh,
Well, they are and they're not.
Yeah, but the
yeah, but as
past
far as
eight-
things he says, things he does in senescence or out of senescence is not their responsibility. If he gets up in the middle of the night to go get a bowl of ice cream and he's sleepwalking, what? They can't touch him. They can't stop him. They can't do anything about it. That's not their job. Their job is to make sure nobody gets to him. Nobody crosses that lawn. Nobody comes near his family. That's their sole job.
Yeah.
Nothing more, nothing less. People give them too much credit of what they do. I have a buddy who's in Secret Service. Okay? He's like, I get paid to babysit. He said it himself. Okay? He says, I stand outside of a door and I get paid.
So essentially, there's nothing there to protect.
And they don't even know
US.
what the president sees, hears, does, his paperwork.
Yeah.
They don't have that classification or clearance to know that.
It's only location at any given time.
And
I-
then
well,
all of
I
that
think-
information, usually when they have conversations like that, is in the skip.
Yeah, I don't think it would be them who would protect. Like, we've had presidents, prime ministers in the past in most countries or whatever around the
Yeah,
world
it
who
is.
have had something wrong, like tuberculosis or whatever, like Roosevelt,
Yeah.
like that has been hidden before the really like the media access was ready available.
Right.
There's always been that. And what was there? It was because just to protect, like, give that grandeur of the person that is speaking on your behalf is still like the right person for the job. Is
Yeah.
the right person to speak.
Their
Now,
profile
look
on the
at-
world stage is maintained. Yeah.
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 Now look at it. We have now full nearly enough 24 access to these people. We do.
Yeah.
If you think like that. And like if you go by the debate, that was shocking. And I think most people around the world, if you take out America, take out that bubble, and the rest of us was going,
But
please stop.
the thing
Just
about
please
the
stop.
thing about that too is when you go to production like that, okay, and you have a live show, and this goes for all live shows and stuff like that.
Mm.
There's a producer in your ear telling you what to
Well,
say.
yeah.
There's teleprompters telling you how to word it, how you should speak, what you can and can't say. And he wanted to say so much in his mumblings, but they were like, "Don't, no, just no,
Actually, it was picked up
I-
on.
was
It was
picked
picked
up on
up
the
on the
mic,
audio
wasn't it?
track.
exactly."
I
There's
must say
stuff,
for
exactly.
Biden, like he's like age or whatever happened.
But he was also a totally
Now,
different
I know-
person when he was
I
on
know,
that
yeah,
stage
is,
from when he
because
came off the stage at a dinner. Totally
Yeah.
different people showed up.
Yeah.
Now I know they're gonna do it like he has a speech impediment. I've had a speech impediment and I hide it well from years of training. I was when I was like really
It's
really young,
too much of
really
that.
bad. I had a really bad speech impediment, but so does he.
Yeah.
But you get yourself trained. You get yourself in a way that you can speak. He his way he used to speak and now he's speaking isn't the way you can like defer it to in speech impediment. Yeah, he has a stutter or whatever like that, or a stammer slightly, but you can overcome that by using the English language. He just went on a ramble on like, you were like, what are you trying to come across? Like, if I ever get into my problems, like, but I'm still coherent. I still know what I can say.
But you stammer.
It's
You
just-
stammer
yeah,
over.
I-
You're trying to
yeah.
get out what you're trying to relay,
Yeah.
what you're trying to say, and get your point across. But you get so flustered, you can't connect the dots, and you
No,
can't
but yeah, if
convey
I took a moment.
at that moment.
Like if he took a moment and then just carried
Yeah.
on, everybody would like that's because of his speech impediment. But he just rambled.
Yeah.
And everybody
see,
was like, "What are you? Absolutely, you're." I like to say, it sounded like it's just somebody who was on a twat waffle rant, and
this,
it was. It
this
was
is
just
the
like,
thing.
and that was
This
the
is the
best thing when Trump said, "I don't think that he knew that what he understood." I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
That he just said, or something like that, didn't he?
Well,
I was like,
this is my
that was
point.
the best thing. It was a meme. It was going to be more viral than what he said because it was just like, oh, like the 30 seconds before it, when he actually was talking sense, gone because the
But
30
this
seconds
is-
after, and then what Trump said, boom, there you go. That's you lost any swing votes because you sound.
But this is the thing. Any small sentence that Biden was uttering had no connection to the next sentence or the previous sentence.
Nope.
And that's why it was so disjointed. That's why everyone picked up on it. Speech impediments, yes. A lot of people have got speech impediments. I know quite a few people, including people on the panel that have got speech impediments. I am very, what's the word? Careful in how I phrase things because I every now and again I'll suffer from aphasia and I can't think of the next thing that's coming out of my bloody head. I know other guys have got speech impediments with stutters and things like that. We know plenty of people of them. But the point of your stutter or the point of mine, I know the sentence I'm trying to say. I know the paragraph I'm trying to work out in my head. And I will still carry on with that same train of thought up until I've got across my point or what I'm trying to say to people. I don't suddenly pause and then break off in the song and dance about saying some other topic that absolutely has nothing to do with either the question or the thing that I was just saying. It literally put a spotlight and everyone picked up on it. Everyone.
Yeah, but the
noticed
best
it.
thing is Trump knew what to do because they were like,
And that was
like
sheer
I know
genius.
American politics is different to anywhere probably in the world. It is, and I still want to know. And I laugh because I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, "Can you tell me what they are going to do for the child healthcare?" Because they literally just skated over the issue. Every policy that was more important should be to the American public. They skirted over because Trump just went, I just want to address what he just said, because it was a very reverse situation. It was Biden trying to defend himself where it should have been Trump doing it because he is the person who wants to be elected. He isn't the elected president.
It honestly looked and felt like he was reading a teleprompter that was skipping all over the place.
Yeah, and it was, but
yeah.
and that's it. And they knew what they like. They had their understanding. Trump knew what to do. He didn't have to introduce policies. Nobody gave a shit.
They didn't talk about. Neither one of them talked about any policies.
No, it's
at all.
Yeah, can I tell you what childcare? I need to address that, and then they went on to their little.
And then they were talking about how they were golfing buddies. Who cares?
Yeah, they were talking about the golf swings at one point.
Who cares? You don't care. You don't caddy your own bag. Who cares?
But then Trump played into his hand. Trump did really well, and he's just feeding into that person that cannot take that thing, and he twisted it and goes, "Look, we don't need to be children about this." And I was like, it was you who started it off. But what the meme's going to be? That 5-second clip, Trump. But whoever was the Biden, like as you said, the person in Biden's ear, the person in Trump's ear, like Trump's crowd, fair play to you. You just
Trump knows
everything you did. And then
Trump
the other
knows
side
full well that all he has to do is let Biden talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all he has to do.
Dig your own grave. Dig your own grave.
Exactly. He does not have to work hard at it.
No.
He only has to respond to questions eloquently, to the point,
Thank you,
to the
DaVinci. I appreciate
fact,
that.
to keep it short, keep it sweet. And anytime that he sees there's an opening from the other side to just stick the old boot in, he's taking the opportunity.
Yeah,
But do
absolutely.
you think it's also weird? This is the most earliest debate in American history.
In American history.
In
You
American
know?
history, it's the
Wow,
earliest
I didn't even
debate.
think about that.
So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is the earliest ever debate. So, who's got the next debate? What media channel? And why did it happen this early? And like you got that betting thing that we had earlier, like
Yep.
Harrison.
Yeah.
Now, would she? Like I always said this, I think if the next candidate for the Democratic Party after this, I think they're going to go celebrity. But would Harris want to do it, like take over? Like what
No.
sympathy? What sympathy vote is she going to get? Not much.
No.
Like I don't think she's well liked. Like
She's not, because actually the American household find her extremely dangerous.
Yes.
They know what she's done in her past, and they're holding that against her and saying, if you're going to be this, we're going to expect you to do the same thing you used to do back in your sorority.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
And she's done stupid things like
Yes,
entertaining people
and
who are
said
against
stupid things.
that
So,
Christian values
yeah.
as well. And like, and everybody's like, hold it. Why did you do that? For like, there was no need to entertain. I don't want to go on that whole political thing or ideology thing, but they like it was entertaining for what? For your own need, because it wasn't political.
And one of my chat
And it
members
was
just
very,
brought up right
very
now,
bizarre.
they're not on the screen, but right here, this is poignant. They say general election politics don't normally mean anything during the summer because everyone is on vacation.
Yep.
That's a good point too, because
DaVinci Gaming, how you doing, my friend?
yeah, if you think about it, I mean, he's pretty accurate on that, because we're all on vacation.
Yeah.
We're spending time with our loved ones and our families, and we worked so hard for this vacation. We're not going to let the politics and the media disrupt us. We're going to turn the TV off. We're going to go spend time with our family. We're going to be oblivious to what's happening, and then we're going to come back to the aftermath.
Yep. An error for a four
and the
here.
aftermath. And the aftermath is literally everybody just wanted to see fucking Biden and Trump play golf to see who wins.
Yeah, exactly.
Error for a four
Exactly.
here. Never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake.
But I find it this whole like it's a well political view at the moment. Like we've got Trump, we got Biden, we've got the general election 4th of July tomorrow in the UK. We've got Le Pen literally banging hard in like the coalition in Germany screwed up in the European Parliament, like the
Did you just
the
say
Bundestag.
Germany?
German Parliament.
Yeah,
German Parliament.
Yeah, but we got like the Bundestag. They've got their elections next year. So this is going to think like the next year, like this whole from now to next like October is like next 2025 is this whole political vice of what the left and right is going to be very, very
There's going to be
like
a
interesting
shift
around the things, because you've also got like Moldova trying to get into the United European Union. Like, how's that going to work? But then you've got more right swinging countries, Denmark, Sweden. I've got their elections. You got the Spanish elections, like the Bundestag is coming up, and it's like that. You got like Le Pen that it's going to railroad the presidential elections in 5 years, but she could hold the prime minister to hold until then, and that will change the infrastructure of Europe immigration, because they hold so many borders. It's going to throw everybody off. But then we've got, looks like I'm going to guarantee 100% Labour are going to win. So we're going to go left leaning in the UK, and everybody else around the world, it seems to be going right leaning. And it's
unless everybody goes out and votes for UK reform tomorrow.
Well, this is what I just sent. On the private chat.
I'm gonna bring that up in a second, because that's quite an important thing. I
Yeah.
wanted to challenge that.
I do want to challenge that. I think it's. That's why I
so,
put the words I did.
Where the fuck did I? Excuse my language. Where the fuck did I put that? Holy shit!
Where the front say? Did you put that?
Right.
Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Let me just push this
Yes,
up. So
Da Vinci,
this
you're
is
right. Pick a sport. Trump wins. He's much better physical shape. Even at bingo, he wins.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, first EU government MRP for the 2024 general election shows Labour on track to beat a 1997 landslide.
Wow.
Our first projection of 2024.
That is, by the way, people don't know that is Tony Blair,
Tony
who
Blair.
took us to a couple of wars and then put the whole place in literally down the down the toilet.
And he's in line to go take over the WF.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna focus on the numbers. Fuck everything else. I'm not really interested in it. I'm just gonna focus on the numbers. And it was here that was the interesting thing. So I'm just gonna zoom into
the swing.
this. So 2019, 202 seats for Labour, 365 for the Conservative. The swing to 422 Labour, 140 for the Conservative. But I know full well that the Reform UK are kicking the living shit out of the Conservatives.
Absolutely.
They are kicking the fuck out of him.
Okay,
and they've got him down to 0 seats.
Yeah.
This is okay. Where I live, this is a great example. Where I live, you have posh area and not so posh area, but it's always been Tory Conservative Party. Yeah, and so we have Liberal Democrats just below it. Yeah. And then the Conservative. And what happened in this where I am is Labour pulled out.
Yeah.
Because they want everybody to vote Liberal Democrat. Unfortunately, what they didn't realize, and they had to come back into the thing, is when Liberal Democrats said, we will reverse the Brexit. This area where I am is 80% yes for Brexit. 80%. So what do you think? So it looks like we're going to have two different areas, literally the strong Tory and then Reform. The poorer, the middle class, the working man isn't voting Labour. They're not voting Conservative. They're not voting Liberal Democrats. They've got really pissed off and going Reform. So it looks like Reform in this area, it's going to be neck and neck. So them to say they're going to get 0 seats is things. And I'm based in, I'm not going to say where exactly, but I'm based in the Midlands. So the Midlands, there are two sides to the Midlands. There are the Labour strongholds, but then it's the rural areas that are very Tory. Correct. So that. Now, I don't believe this at all because the one thing I don't believe is the SNP one, because the SNP are going to lose more seats to Labour.
They are.
Yeah, I think that's going to be. I think the SNP is going to be the changing factor to the Scotland. Is going to think Wales is not going to change. It's not going to.
Wales will never change.
Never going to change. I think the Scottish Parliament, I think, will go Labour for the first time. The Highlands won't go. The Highlands will be the same. But I think the major insets of where the Scottish National Party, and I think they've got such a bad rep, people are pissed off with them, are going to go Labour because they will never, in their right mind, vote Conservative. And Reform haven't got the stronghold there to push in what their rhetoric is at the moment. But I think in the places where immigration is hard hit, like Kent, I think Kent might be a very changing point for Reform. I think they'll win certain things. Like then you got the southern ones, you got Bournemouth, they go green. You've got probably Brighton go green. But then as you start going towards the Plymouth area and Somerset, Cornwall, I think your Reform are going to have a much more stronger point. So them to say they're going to hit 0, I don't think. Bullshit. I think Reform it probably like minimum. I'm going to like this is the estimate. I think 12. I think they're going to hit 12, but they will miss out because they are young party. Like there's going to be ones in there. Now, you can say whatever you're going to say about Reform, but a lot of people are going to do it. One, I don't like Labour. because of what their policies are, because they're talking garbage.
Yeah.
Tories, most of them will be like, I used to vote Conservative, but they're screwing everything over. I don't believe in their leadership at the moment. Lib Dems are, what are you talking about?
Sandwiched
So
in,
you've got
sandwiched in between the two anyway.
Yeah, but they're going. You're not gonna. If you voted out, you're not gonna vote Lib Dem.
No, you're not. No,
They've lost a hell of a lot.
vote.
So
No
the Liberal Democrat vote 48. I would say is probably going to be around about the same 10 or like 10.
They don't
10
tend to
or
do
15.
well in parliamentary elections compared to council and local elections, though. So Lib Dem will probably lose.
Yeah, but then they can't do. But like even Vince
seat.
Cable came out and Vince Cable said they were wrong. So their old leader, and I was in the constituents of Vince Cable. He is a great politician. He's a great local politician. He's a great business leader, and he has even said they're not talking to the UK people. They're talking how many little seats can we get? How many more little seats? They're not for the people at the moment. I was a Liberal Democrat voter at one point, and now I'm not because of Vince Cable. Now you look at the whole party; they're absolutely a pile of poop. They're worse than they were when Tony Blair went on, when they were just like, we go left and right, whichever way you're going to swing it.
Right.
You know, it's ridiculous at the moment.
Right. Let's. I want to wrap up the Biden and Trump little bit with just this little snippet.
Sorry, rant over.
Mate, it's fine. It's fine. That's why we pick the topics we pick, because it gives us talking about everything.
And this is literally going to be like 24 hours away that we have to put up with this shit.
And the funny thing is, Stasis, you say rant over, and the video game shit hasn't even started, meaning I haven't had a rant yet.
And hold it now. Can I just say, and then over to you?
Oh boy!
So
what did we say? And now for something completely different.
Yeah.
I did not.
So conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, I'm not seeing this.
Biden was hit with a directed energy weapon during debate. Social media users are convinced Biden's stumbles might be the evidence of Havana syndrome. Mate,
So he was smoking.
No. So
I mean, this is a hell of a reach, isn't it?
Oh,
God, yeah, that's a reach.
It's a massive reach, but it was just so funny. I just thought I'd bring it up. Joe Biden delivered a stunningly bad performance last week during his debate with Donald Trump, causing many Democrats to worry about the future of American democracy. You should be fucking worried. But some folks on social media think they figured out, because they know better than everybody else from their armchairs, why Biden looked so puzzled and frequently spoke haltingly with a blank stare in his eyes. Maybe the president was hit with a directed energy weapon that's given him Havana syndrome.
Or maybe he's senile.
Yeah, or he's...
Senescence has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, maybe he was just fucked up on drugs.
Yep, Havana syndrome is the name of a group of mysterious illnesses that have cropped up among US spies over the past decade. The working theory has been that adversarial countries like Russia or China are intentionally targeting Americans.
No, Tommy.
China.
With invisible ray guns, and I love the fact that they use invisible ray guns, to give them brain damage. And while the science is still very much in question, some people seem convinced that's what happened at Thursday's debate. Mate, this is such a shocking level of copium. It's fucking untrue. I don't know what they're fucking smoking.
bullshit.
I don't know where they're coming from.
I'm surprised this isn't a Babylon Bee thing.
Wow.
Literally.
Exactly.
Because here's the one thing that all these fucking internet detectives have not figured out yet. If somebody has brain damage, they just magically recover within 30 minutes of going backstage and talking like a normal human being.
Exactly.
again,
Yeah.
Let alone the next fucking day speaking coherently. They would still be mentally retarded and still speak like a fucking clown on meth.
I think it was more or less he could have had feedback in his audio, and he was hearing like the producer, he was hearing everybody else talking in his ear, and he could not get a word in edgewise and think clearly in his own head because everybody's just fucking chattering.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he heard next time on Lesbians in Space.
Exactly. And he's like, oh man, he's got that new place going on Mars. I can't wait to get there. You know?
Amazing.
Oh,
And-
God.
and-
It's
and then the
literally
so- and then
a
the
weird
song,
episode of Flash Gordon, isn't it? It's literally
Yeah.
from the 30s.
and then the song Roundabout starts playing.
Indeed. Right, let's move on. I just thought that would be interesting to
Yeah,
throw that in.
I haven't heard
The-
anything about that or saw that.
That is
The
bad, yeah.
conspiracy theorists.
Oh, God.
It's amazing. And don't get me wrong,
Yeah, but
firing
I mean,
fucking
like, so,
microwaves at people's heads is going
If
to
that
do
was
something.
the case, is this so? These are what Democrat people coping and saying, well, maybe he was hit with a directed energy
Yes.
weapon. Who
Yeah, of
has a
course it is.
directed energy weapon that could deploy it in a presidential debate with the current president and an ex-president on the stage? Okay, so that's a first security thing you've got to get through. Who has the equipment to do that? If anyone has it, it would be something in the American military or the CIA. So what, they'd be using it against what, their candidate on stage to make him look bad? It makes no logical sense why anyone would target him.
Yep. 100%.
I can do it. I can do it. I can found it. I can do it.
You shouldn't be volunteering that kind of information.
Yeah. Status Geek, we
I
both did the
put
same
those things
course.
on my
We
things.
both did the same course. Communications, electronic warfare. Right.
But you know what I mean?
okay.
Why
better-
would they
better
target their
code, mate.
candidate? And to say,
exactly.
oh well, so the flip of that
Because
is,
it's
well,
an
it was the Trump
excuse.
campaign or supporters
No.
got hold of secret technology that's classified, if it exists at all, if it's scientifically possible, and then aimed it at the stage at his opponent in the debate. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, but,
Yeah.
the
but
thing
Greg,
is, you've got
guns
you-
are so freely available in the US. You can go to a gun store and buy an invisible ray gun.
Yeah.
It
No,
was
no,
some
just
random
like in
redneck.
Yeah,
all
like
I
you get one
wanted,
at Toys R Us.
sorry, no, sorry. All they wanted, and they got it fucking wrong, is they wanted
Yes.
to put a laser gun on top of a fucking shark, and they got it.
They got to have hot meals
And they
too,
got it
man.
wrong.
They got to have hot meals.
Anyway.
I mean,
Anyway.
if the
Give
the,
me a laser gun on a shark.
my final point, just on the back of Greg's, is there. This gives them, if this was actually true, and they fired it at Biden, it gives them a reasonable excuse for why he is fucking thick as mince almost every other fucking day. It gives them a reasonable out. Irrespective,
Yeah.
let's move on. Right, okay, next topic. How many?
And now for
how
something
many,
completely different.
how many people?
Mhm.
So, if I ask the panel, what is your situational disability? Right. So,
Depends. Like,
I know what yours is.
yeah, like it depends. But is that situational though?
No, but right, okay. So, Elden Ring. So it's been doing the rounds on Twitter for the last few days, and I said I would bring it up because
Yes.
there are some salient points from what she's saying
I'll see you on the next one. Bud.
and the point she's trying to make. And in a nutshell, the whole video. So if you watch the whole video, she's basically saying that some of these games really do deserve to have a form of being able to pause them because real life does get in the way. Whether it's a child, whether it's an accident, whether it's an emergency, you may have to pause your game. Unfortunately, the way it was kind of like framed,
You could
and
also log off
situational
the game.
yeah, you can log off. You can turn it off. At
Yeah.
no point do you have to just sit there.
Yeah.
But the way it was framed was that, and situational disability is a term that's been around since the 80s. It's not a new thing, guys. But it solely explains a environmental or a temporary or a
Disabilities aren't
a-
temporary.
in the description, I'll bring up the descriptions in a minute of what the situational one is, but you can have a temporary disability.
Okay, well, yeah, and you can heal. Okay, yeah,
For
you're right.
example,
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
break your leg. You
Yeah.
are technically temporarily disabled. You cannot do something as well as a
Fair
normal
enough.
person. I mean, Hanayama's is the fact that he's Japanese and German. That's his disability, but we won't hold it against him.
Oh
And
no,
Greg
that's,
is-
that-
he's
no,
Greg.
no, that's the no. That's the superpower. The disability is the other one.
Yeah. So what Alana said in this case was that because she had a child,
I
because
think
it wasn't her 'cause
has
she
got
doesn't have
a
a-
complete description of what a temporary disability is. Just in
Yeah.
chat there.
She doesn't have kids. She was using a hypothetical situation.
What? She
I thought
doesn't have kids.
does. I thought she had a 2-year-old or something.
Not as far as I've heard. I heard that. Well,
Okay.
she says in the video that later on, she said, "I don't want kids," but blah blah
Oh.
blah.
Okay, so I don't know why she's making the point. Right. Anyway, we're gonna jump all over it. Anyway, we're gonna actually watch it. But she's referencing the fact that having a child is a disability, a situational disability, and therefore gamers that have children deserve special privilege. And as a result, yes, let's
Yeah,
watch
Bloody
this
right.
shit.
Bloody right.
Really? Okay.
Shut up,
Let's
Stasis.
watch this. Right. Let's watch this gem.
There are long-term disabilities. There are situational disabilities. There are temporary disabilities. It counts as a disability where a video game like Elden Ring is concerned if you have a kid. You have a 2-year-old, you're trying to play Elden Ring, you can't pause. That is a situational disability that you have, where the game not having the option for you to be able to pause, for example, is a hindrance for your particular disability a situation is concerned. There are long-term disabilities. There are situational disabilities.
So,
there are
just
temporary
going around
So
again.
no. So
Stop, stop. Yeah,
immediately no. Immediately just shut the fuck up. Because here's the thing. Like immediate disclaimer, now comes the gaming rant I finally get. Here's the first thing. First of all, Shorty, shut the fuck up. Second of all, if you have a child that is in need, first of all, why the fuck are you playing video games? Second of all, if you're playing, as her example goes, Elden Ring, the worst thing you get is you die and have to retrieve your souls again. Whoop-de-mac fucking do. Welcome to first world problems. Who the fuck cares? Exactly fucking nobody. This is not a disability. This is not we need to take care of the poor fucking handicapped people. No, this is literally the prime example of first world problems being created by fucking mental retarded idiots. If
I'm
you
with you on that
die
one.
in a video game, you die in a video game.
Yeah, you
Boo
lose
fucking
nothing.
Are you tired of going on a death run? Is that what you're bitching about? I'm kind of
Yeah,
confused
but
here.
it's literally like video games that you have not been able to pause have existed for a bare long fucking time.
Yeah.
Play any legitimate online game, like not single player games that for some reason require an internet connection, but like play World of Warcraft. If you like you're in the middle of a fucking dungeon or in the middle of a fucking raid, your fucking doorbell rings, you get up and answer the fucking door. You don't get the pause button.
Yeah.
Like what's the fucking deal? And now you're playing a single player game, and the argument is, yeah, but if you have a kid, why are you playing video games if you have a child that needs you as the parent to look after the child? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
that's why I
fine,
was
idiot.
saying that, like I was under the impression that she doesn't have her own kids and didn't want them, so that would explain that kind of outlook coming from a kind of career-driven, wokish, left-wing woman who's into feminist ideals and stuff. So she doesn't want kids, so she sees them as a negative in life, whereas parents actually see them as a
Yeah,
positive.
the
in
only
life, mostly,
disability I
unless
see
they're
that she
being a little
has
shit.
is poor time management. Time management.
Yes.
Yeah. Which
And
is
being
precisely-
retarded.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I mean, the thing is, you can't
I'm
really
not,
help
but
the
this is somebody
retardation.
who's never played Monopoly. Because
You
as
can't
soon as you
really-
leave a room for a piss, somebody nicks your money.
Yeah,
Right,
you
right.
Can't, you can't.
And if
really
you don't,
help-
the bank nicks it.
Yeah.
you can't really help the retardation. If someone's stupid, you can't fucking solve it. But
This is
that's
like how
precisely
many
why
parents?
I said,
Can I ask quickly how many parents we got?
Yep, parent of many.
Yeah. So I'm Noble 1 to
Abe's,
2.
Abe's hands up. Look, can you see?
Yes.
That's not his hand.
It's got 5 hands up at least. One in
Mhm.
every
You got,
port.
like,
That guy.
you got like 1, like if the mother's still around, like they are really prominent. 2, you got to up your game as a man. Number 3, they run around like a lunatic. Like, so you
Yeah.
work your schedule around the lunatics because they want to touch everything and they want to be around everything. So this statement is stupid because when they're asleep is when you can do shit, or when you got that 5
But I
minutes
know
that
it's not a
they're at
game you can
nursery.
include kids on, but why aren't you playing a game where you can include your kid? I
Yeah,
have a fellow
yes.
content creator. Every now and then he has streams, and his daughter wants to play a certain game, so they go off and play games together, and he streams that. What's wrong with that?
Great content. Great content.
Yeah.
It would be, it would be, like, oh, what a family-friendly games. It's great
And
content.
that's
you're gonna
time
have probably
spent
more
and also
laugh
moments
because
shared.
yeah, and you're gonna
Yeah.
have more of a like mindset of like, oh my god, I remember when these games were stupid and funny, and I remember
Yeah.
like that. And you're gonna have that kind of.
And back in my day, these games weren't so
Yeah.
violent. If you're playing a violent game, if they're of age.
Yeah, we don't have to wait for a Commodore 64 to bloody get the tape.
I don't even know
out
what
and go
Atari Jaguar was,
turn it.
and the ColecoVision,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Hmm.
The Jaguar, what a good console, and the
Oh.
Atari Lynx,
Yeah.
the handheld.
But I'm just saying, it's
amazing
like,
times.
pick your battles, people.
It's clickbait, isn't it? It's retardation clickbait.
And then
It's
you're
like,
you're
how
just
many
basically
people-
trying to get
how
the
many
devs
people
to add a
play-
pause button because they.
How many people have played Dungeons and Dragons and you come back to the board and something has happened? You're like, how could have that happened? It's like that.
Right.
It's literally, Greg's like, I did it. I did that.
As an
There
avid
he is.
gamer, that just grinds my gears.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why.
that's one of the it's not one of the all-time greatest stupid takes, but like that shit is up there. It's like having a kid as a disability. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's just an airhead take.
Yeah, and the thing is, don't get me wrong. I mean, the thing is, the kid example was for her saying a pause button that actually stops the game would be very helpful for those cases where your kids are acting up, so you can go give them a bit of a doughboy and a bitch slap and sort them out.
Turn the
Now,
game off. Go do what you got to do. Go take care of your responsibilities.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that again goes back to my point. Like, why the fuck are you playing video games when you have a child that young under supervision in the first place?
Yep.
Your attention
this
is not
is-
on the
this is the
child. It's
point.
You're distracted.
You're distracted. It's a
Yeah, I
distraction.
remember. No, but it like
It's
I
the
had,
same-
I had the other day, like I wasn't playing a computer game, and I was watching Dread.
You were
Oh,
watching
thank
Dredd.
God that was on. Great movie. But the kid kicked off. Literally had a night terror. It was like midnight. Fucking just walked out and fucking sorted it out. The TV was still left on because I needed to sort out the kid.
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
what you should do. It's like
Yeah.
anybody in their right mind goes, fuck that. If I die, I die. If I miss 5 minutes, I miss 5 minutes. Like that.
Yeah.
Literally, they're young.
Where are
They
your
can't look
priorities?
after themselves. Yeah, they can't. Like, my God, I need to get up to the next level. If I was gaming and I died in game, oh shit! I
It's
need
a
to
video
respawn.
game.
It's the fuck. I'm
Yep.
not gonna lose much. And if I do, oh shit!
I mean, this is
think
not
I
Ready
died
Player
early at
One
the
where
end
you
of
have
the day.
everything invested and you lose everything.
You
No.
lose.
Yeah, the point for
time.
me, the point for me on this one is it's not a disability. The fact that you've got a child is not a disability; it's a responsibility.
Yes.
That child
Mm.
comes first before you're fucking gaming.
Yep.
Don't try and virtual signal that your child is getting in the way of that, and that a game needs to bend over backwards to put in a function that it doesn't need to. When fundamentally, go look after your kids.
Pick a
They
game
have
that has a
priorities.
pause button. Then you're picking the wrong
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
You're already making
Exactly.
the wrong choices. What's wrong with making this choice?
Yeah.
You're making a choice to
wrong with
call your
making
kid a
those choices?
disability. You're making a choice to game and ignore them. You're making a choice
Yep.
to make that game a priority over your life's responsibilities. You're already making bad choices. Good job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Panzer's correct. Why are you even playing that game while the kid is awake?
Yeah,
mean,
because
I'm-
those
I'm
games
quite
are rated
fortunate.
not for kids.
Yeah, I'm quite
Yeah,
fortunate. All of
exactly.
my kids
Now-
are older. They've all moved out. I've
Now I'm
got
guessing,
grandkids
like
now.
most people here, I'm not gonna like go to the extreme here. Is literally
Yeah.
you can't. I'm not a proper gamer like most. But if somebody went to you and your kid's going to be ill for the next 2 months, or you can burn all your consoles, all your computer games, and they'll be fine for 2 months. Most people were like, "Yeah, that's why I'm going to take off because you're gonna have, like I'm looking after my kid." Literally, fuck
Yeah.
gaming, fuck all that shit. Sorry, because the real world is parenting, looking after. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, that is something good, something you can relieve yourself with a bit of like gaming. Otherwise, you have priority number one is
Yep.
your kids. Otherwise, if you're a parent, guardian, grandmother, granddad, or whatever, that
Yeah.
time is your number one priority is
Yeah.
making
Oh,
sure.
exactly.
It's just like me. I didn't
they
build my
are
gaming
safe
studio and stuff
and
until
protected.
my kid was grown and out of the house.
Yep.
Yeah.
Priorities.
I mean, why not find a game that you can play with the kid?
Minecraft,
Yes.
Game
Yeah.
of Life. There's so much out there.
Yeah, but you got the old,
and
you got the old games, the safety games like bloody put Sonic on, or what's it, Micro Machines, or
Yeah.
you
Micro
know, like
Machines.
Mario Kart.
Yep.
Da-da, there you go.
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
fucking rockets, mate. You
Like
knob
Doom,
cheeses.
Quake, Postal 2. I mean, they're all classics.
Yeah.
and once
Resident
again, like,
Evil.
Worms
Yeah.
Armageddon. Yeah. Yeah.
definitely.
Silent
definitely.
Hill. We
But
got
then,
them all.
once again, like there's
Worms. There we go. Who put that?
Yeah,
Who
but-
just put that? Who put Worms? I loved Worms. That was
Yeah,
brilliant.
fuck yeah. But then again, like there's the one easy solution. Just play a game that has a fucking pause option in the first place.
Yep.
If
Yep.
you feel the need to be playing anything at all while your kid is awake. Just play something that has an innate pause button. Like you can play Elden Ring when your child is in bed, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
If that's the big fucking issue, then play something else in the
Yeah,
meantime.
that could be the parents' quiet time, and that's how they spend their quiet time to kind
Yeah.
of de-stress and kind of let some people actually sit and play games to think through their issues and problems and stuff like that, and negotiate through those because it's an obstacle they're working on, and then it helps them break through that obstacle. I mean, you're using it the wrong way, or you're doing something wrong.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
stop
supposed to
it.
be- It's supposed to be
But it's-
escapism.
yeah, but that
and
is
give
like
you a
saying when
chance to
people-
pause.
That like people, when they like smokers or whatever. I'm an ex-smoker, and like I'm sorry, but you go outside, you just have that moment of clarity, just having a cigarette because you just
Talking
need
of
that
which-
mind time, and that is sometimes what you just need with gaming or whatever you're doing. You know, you just need that kind of embedded moment. You just go, chill,
Yep.
away. Oh, now I remember. Now I
Exactly.
know. That's it, and it all just comes in. That's sometimes you just need that moment.
Yeah, that we do. Right, BBC, the BBC, the big black cock, refuses to acknowledge terrible Doctor Who ratings. Instead, boasts that the series is their top drama for under 35s this year. And shitty.
They're a
It
bunch
is?
of
Wow.
lying
Okay.
propagandists.
No.
so what
See,
the fuck?
the BBC they misspoke. Their ratings are the top drama in under 35 years.
Mm.
Yes.
That
Yes.
sounds more accurate.
Well,
Even though
plus
the
most
numbers-
people under 35 aren't even watching TV full stop.
They
Yeah.
can't
Yeah,
afford
and
it.
definitely
mind
not
yeah.
Doctor Who. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yep.
And
Even
two,
though
on
the
top of
numbers-
that, there are some people they put a device on. They could be using that as white noise to sleep, and it could just be running. How are you actually getting an actual metric?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I said that I accidentally left EastEnders on just to
Yeah,
literally
you
have
did.
BBC One, and
Yeah.
that was it. That gave the numbers. I've never watched it in
Right.
like 20 years.
20 years. So the BBC is refusing to acknowledge that showrunner Russell T Davies' latest run on the Doctor Who was an absolute ratings disaster.
That's a PR stunt.
Well, yeah,
Mm.
we could see it fucking coming.
Let's
The writing
go.
was on the wall. To the surprise of very few, the decision by its cast and crew to use the British sci-fi series as a vehicle to overtly socio-political messaging was not, to say the least, a winning one. Again,
no
we
shit.
all said that as soon as Ncuti Gatwa was kind of like announced as the next Doctor, as catalogued
Get
by
woke,
the UK.
go broke, cock fags.
Yeah, fuck's sake. As catalogued, yeah, indeed, cockfags. As catalogued by the UK television's analytics firm Barb, across its 8 total episodes, the 15th Doctor's debut season only pulled in an objectively terrible average of 2 million overnight viewers, 3.5 million 7-day consolidated, the worst in the franchise's entire history. And this is a program that went from 16 odd million fairly regularly down to abysmal numbers, and they still
The writing went downhill. You want to blame anything? The story, the way it was written. I mean, Russell's tired.
Yeah, but
he's helping write majority of the episodes. If anybody knows anything about Russell T Davies, he's an amazing writer. But I mean, come on, he has his hand in a lot of the writing.
Yeah, for me, it started going massively downhill from 2017,
Yeah.
as far back as 2017. And the writing's been on the wall for a long time. they're constantly trying to spin the program to be something it never really intended to be originally. I mean, it's
Exactly.
always been slightly campy. It's
Yeah.
always been slightly campy, but
Now, my niece is 22, 23. She's
yes,
proper indoctrinated left wing. Yeah. But she loved Tennant and Smith. Loved them.
Yeah.
Absolutely adored them. She doesn't even watch this shit because she's
yeah,
bored of it.
Right.
But she's that
I mean,
indoctrinated
I'm a Who
student left.
fan. My doctor is Tennant.
Yeah. See, I'm not, and I think when I was younger, like Sylvester McCoy, that was it, and that's probably like that
Yeah.
nearly killed the franchise until
Yep.
it got redone. But that was my last ever things. I hate to say it, this like I think they Disney buggered up in a couple of ways, not just with the writing, is not releasing it in the UK first.
correct.
It's a UK brand. You need that UK market as well as the media, like online
Yeah,
media. You needed that UK voice saying a UK brand is still good. And they didn't. They didn't do it with Jodie Whittaker.
Nope.
And they didn't do it with I'm sorry, I'm not even going to try and butcher his name.
Shuti
Gutjawa,
Gatwa.
the
Gatwa.
Scottish heritage from the 16th century. Yeah, that's that well-known Scottish name.
Clan
It's just,
McGatwa, you mean?
yes, McClan
Ah,
McGatwa.
the Gatwas
Yeah,
of Clan
Clan
McGatwa.
McGatwa. It just hasn't worked. They've not they marketed it to an American market, a Disney Plus
Disney.
market
Yeah,
that don't give a shit. They
correct.
needed to market it to a conservative British BBC market
Audience.
because
Yeah,
the BBC news and what they're playing after 9 o'clock, they've gone. They lose in the numbers. Everything they do loses the numbers. They might get
Yeah.
their one-off hits, but look at the BBC at the moment. The BBC,
yeah,
everybody in the UK who's on the panel probably says they need to lose their licenses. They need to go
Yeah,
away
definitely.
yes.
because
Off.
we like yeah, we support him in a way, but literally what do they do? What do they do for the British public? It's not again entertainment, it's again the CEOs, the directors, the producers, whatever, in within that organization that are telling you what should you like. Well, sorry, they apparently were defending and what you should like about Jimmy Savile,
Jimmy Savile.
rest of them.
Yeah.
So
I'm
do
paying
we
his
trust them?
wages.
No, they lost
No.
the trust years ago, and we are
Jonathan
now paying for
King.
this malarkey. This isn't a show. This
Gary
is a
Glitter.
California political ideology that is now being brought onto the British public. For what reason? Because it's got an IP called Doctor Who that you've got
Correct.
some numbers that might like it. It's
I think
nothing to
Doctor
do with me.
Who has never been the same since the Brigadier left back in the John Pertwee days.
Yeah, I mean
Wow,
the thing is,
yeah.
look at this statement. Yet, despite it performing worse than the original series' season 26, whose ratings were so bad that it led to Doctor Who being put on ice for almost 16 years.
Yeah.
The Eighth Doctor's 1996 television film being the franchise's only official screen production during that time, the latest Doctor Who season continues to receive the full support of the BBC's PR machine. And that's
For
the
what
problem.
that's worth.
Okay.
That's the
But
problem because
hasn't
it's
this is
Disney
this is
pushing.
but also
agenda.
this is yeah, this is a bit Disney agenda. If you don't like it, it's because you're a homophobic, you're that
Correct.
this and that. Yeah. But I've watched Torchwood. I'm
Yeah.
not homosexual, but
Yeah, yeah.
I've watched Torchwood, but I enjoyed that. Oh, the main character and in real life is
And in real,
homosexual.
he's homosexual. But the problem
But
is,
but didn't they out him?
Yeah, like John
recently?
Barrowman. Yeah, John. You're talking about John
Yeah.
Barrowman. Yeah.
Yeah, they cancelled him because of his indiscretions on production.
correct, on
Yeah,
productions.
so but
Getting his dick
everybody,
out
And
shoving it
they even wrote it in there
people's
with him and
faces.
Yanto.
yeah, but everybody, that's a good character.
Yeah.
Who cares about the sexuality? It was a good character. They like introduced it, nobody cared. But this one, they put it
thing
in there
is-
is because do you know what they can't do is right for shit. Because if it was homosexual or whatever, you're gonna go buy what is a trans, whatever, straight whatever. they still can't write for shit. They couldn't write a correct like
But
Christian
Russell T
family. They
Davis
couldn't
has
write
written
any
well.
character.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
but
not
that's not
now
the point.
because
That's
he's
not the
got the
point.
back
That's
of
not
a
the
lot
point.
of probably dome of 12 people going.
That's not the
No,
point.
no, no. You
Exactly,
can't do
yeah.
this."
Everything I would say everything before. Let's go for 2018. Let's have a cut in the sand at 2018. Everything before then that had any character that was homosexual or whether there was anything in the actual program, it wasn't thrown in your face to such a degree that all you could see is the homosexuality of the program, the ideology of the writers, or the
When Channel
direction that they
4
wanted
came
to
on,
push it,
that was when it
or
really.
they wanted to preach to you that this is normal, everyone should do it, or this, that, and the other.
I remember when
After that
Well,
time,
that's
all
social
just
media
that.
in the face of it.
Yeah,
when Channel
after that
4
point.
started up in the UK, there was a lot of alternative programming on Channel 4, and Russell
Channel
T
4, yeah.
Davis's first big writing success was Queer as Folk, which was
Yeah.
entirely
Queer as
about
Folk.
the queer culture in the UK.
Yeah.
But people liked it. That's the thing. It wasn't about being queer. That whole like there was
Correct.
moments in it that might have made your dad go.
I mean, it's in the
"What's
title.
But yeah, it
going
was
on?"
written the way it was written. It was written in
Queer as Folk.
retrospect.
But it was written
Yeah.
as a great. That whole series
Yep.
is a great series. You can watch it whatever you are. Like, yeah, you might go, granddad, you don't want to watch this because you're a bit a bit old for this.
Yeah.
But was it wrong?
But
Was
modern
it like
writing,
throwing you in the face? No, it was telling a great story. The character development,
Yeah.
everybody about that shows were great. Even like I think they did an American spin-off. They still did that character development. It doesn't care if they're queer. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. Do you know why? Because they're people. They're characters. We want to learn about them.
Well,
Now,
a
Doctor
good
Who is just
character with a
about
compelling
fucking
story,
being
and
about
it doesn't
a
matter.
label. Let's put
modern-
a label on anything. Let's fuck it all off.
modern
Let's
modern
shit
writing.
it on it.
Modern
Yeah.
writing is all about guilt tripping you, the straight white male, to not being like them, the homosexual, romping, coloured chap, Doctor Who. That's what modern writing is. That's the ideology. It is to guilt trip everyone else that is not of that ilk to bending over backwards and giving them a free pass over things. That's what's happening.
You bend over
And that-
backwards a lot.
I know Abe does. But that free pass, they're expecting that free pass from the content they're putting out there.
Yeah.
And when we're all rejecting it because ultimately we don't see it to that degree, we don't want to be invested in it because it's not written for us. We reject it, but we're called theists and the phobes and everything in between.
Yeah, but it doesn't
Yeah.
matter if it's written for you. You can still
Yeah.
join a character. I like Lord Grey, Outlander series. Lord Grey, one of the best characters, 18th century. He's gay. Yeah, I love that character. I've got books down there. It's a gay story, but he's well written. I want to learn more about him. But why?
All stories.
Because it's things like that. That is it. That is down to
All
the
stories,
written
no,
word.
I'll jump in. All stories are written for an audience.
Hmm.
All stories are written for
Yeah.
an audience. The
Not
problem
everyone.
is with this program, Doctor Who specifically, is written for a minority audience.
Yeah.
And as a result, the majority can't take part in it. And they don't want to take part in it.
Yeah, but even if
There's
it's
no
even if it was
incentivization for it.
for the minority, yeah, whatever, 2% or whatever,
Yeah.
10% or whatever it's going to be, fucking
don't.
make it well written, make the dialogue interesting, make the
Yeah.
story flow. It's not even doing that. They're literally playing in bad writers, bad scripts, bad costume design, bad cinematography, bad directors, and then going, "Oh, it's your fucking fault that you didn't like it."
Uncle Martin there with a
sorry.
good take. Problem is, Disney has lots of money to burn, and the Brits sponsor it via TV license.
Yeah, it needs to go. DV license.
to go.
I think everybody agrees it needs to go.
Yeah.
Whatever it is now.
So
Finish what up.
bad writing, okay, in Doctor Who brings me back to bad writing in the Acolyte. So I wanted to
Acolyte.
raise a point on that, which was
Please don't.
So-
I got hurt today.
no, I've not watched any of it, right? But
Okay.
if they're trying to recast the Force as this new thing called the Thread, and they're
Mhm.
saying that they produced the twins through that, and it's something to do with the Force.
Yeah.
And then the Jedi are the bad guys because they come in and kill a coven of space lesbian witches.
Yeah.
Then the thread used the Jedi to destroy the coven of witches. So
The
Um,
funny
they
and the
could be
funny thing is
replaced.
the Jedi didn't even kill the witches.
no.
Not yet.
Okay, let me just spell this. Like through George Lucas's reign, there are many variations of the Force. It was the Jedi that called it the Force. So being a thread, okay, whatever.
You can
People
call it
played
whatever
onto
you
it
like.
Name's a
online.
name, yeah.
You can call it like I've got like the books down there. You know, I can pull to that they called because what happened is before the reign of the Jedi, the galaxy is massive, yeah. So we have different planets, blah blah blah. Of course, you're gonna get pockets of people that go, "Oh, what the hell is this? It's a religion. Oh my god!" You see some kid literally floating a rock. Okay, the space lesbian things, it's assumed, but it's not said. They are mothers. They are all the mothers. Yeah. So all they do is surrogate. Like they are like surrogate mothers. Yeah. One of them had it that they assume it. It's not really said firm that boom, we're lesbians, blah blah blah, scissoring, whatever. It's assumed. What happened is Disney, Lucasfilm played on it with the YouTubers and they kept on playing it hard that they're oh look, divide. You know, it's like that. So the worst thing with the Acolyte show is not the premise of the Acolyte show. The problem with the Acolyte show, it's crap. That is it. It's literally in a nutshell, it is crap.
I was just wondering if they'd inadvertently painted themselves into a corner with that as a plot hole in the.
No, I don't think they did. I think they noted everything in the show that people were going, oh, look, they might say this, but it isn't in the show. The show's problem is it doesn't know what it is because it can't get to A to B. It can't match up episode 1 to 2. It can't match up the next episode. The whole lineages of what they're doing is just
disjointed.
absolutely crap. So what you've got is a show that can't do dialogue, can't do cinematography, and it just is boring. So people, I'm like, oh my god. That's why today when I watched it, I hated The Last of Us for reasons outside what people thought. I gave up on like episode 5 because it was fucking boring. It's something that isn't new, but at least they had dialogue on it, but it was still boring. This, they can't even speak the English language as two people would speak to each other. It's like, oh my God, what's it? 50 Shades of Grey. If you ever see 50 Shades of Grey, I had to put myself through it, is they speak in a way that is on a book. Hunger Games speak
it's
as
stunning,
they
isn't
are
it?
on a book. It's literally, you know, it's not the English language. It's not how people communicate.
Expression.
It is written down to somebody who doesn't know how to communicate. And like with the Acolyte, yes, they're breaking things in Legend. They're breaking things in the prequels that run into the originals. But is this their idea to disavow George Lucas? I hate to say it. What's he got left? 5-10 years max? Then they can do whatever the fuck they like. And that's, I think, their long game. Is
But
literally we will insert this.
They're doing that now.
Like the thing is, their game should be now is cheap production, good dialogue, and get everything going. Literally wrap it up until they do the fucking raid 15 movies when George is gone. Then you've got a new Star Wars people. But what they're doing is still high budget. What did you say? 120 million now? The budget for the
210.
210 million for the Acolyte. It's not even like that. Like what they should would like everybody agrees the Obi-Wan Kenobi series should have been more like, I forgot the book, ripped it a little part, but I would have liked, and I guess in the military people here would have liked one person struggling to come to terms with what happens. Proper PTSD in a cave. Give me 3 episodes, and then bring it on.
Right.
But them 3 episodes, you need to confirm Obi-Wan Kenobi as he is. I want to see fucking acting, not this plagiarization of like, oh, we need to see fucking liar and shit. I want to see Obi-Wan Kenobi 3 episodes struggling about everybody he knows literally gone.
I don't want to see any more drama or badly written stories come out of Disney for any of their franchises. I don't want to see them produce any more Star Wars stuff. I don't want to see them produce any more Marvel stuff. And I don't really want to see them produce any more Pixar stuff because it's going to be shit. I just want them to go out of business. I want them to fold. I want them to lose all of their fucking money.
But they got the balls now and again.
Even be locked up for fraud.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at that. They've got the balls now and again. What happened to Willow?
Yeah,
Dead on the money on that
the
one.
Balls when it counts.
They made money on it.
Yeah.
They literally ripped it, I think, because they were like, we don't want to pay that equity to the staff.
Yeah.
So boom, bang, gone. So they've got the balls where it counts. They haven't got the balls on a proper IP. Like, they're not going to do it like, God forbid they would do a young Indiana Jones series. You know what they could ruin on that. They ruined everything else about it. But look at what they've got. They got the duck thing, for Lucasfilm. That's it, and then hardcore Star Wars. Star Wars is their thing. Like Indiana Jones. Like what
that story's getting very tired.
What they should have done is when Harrison Ford gave it up and said, "I don't want to do it anymore." They should have done what they done with James Bond. Recast Indiana Jones. Yeah. That's what they should.
But didn't they kind of recast him in a way in the old young Indiana Jones series? Didn't they already kind of tell that story?
Yeah.
But that was River Phoenix. That was
River Phoenix wasn't in this TV series. He was in the. He was to take over. He was always plugged to do into the teens before Raiders. That's what they wanted because he worked. Like, I can't remember.
A scene that showed the young Indiana Jones that he played in one of the movies. Then is that what I'm remembering?
Yes, that's
Last Crusade.
Last Crusade. At the beginning with the snakes. That's how they get his backstories. Why he hates snakes. That's what they wanted to do.
And young Indiana Jones is still available on DVD now.
Yeah. But that's what they wanted. They wanted River Phoenix up to Raiders. That's what they wanted. That would have been great. Unfortunately, he's deaf. That's it. And that was only because Harrison Ford worked with him. I can't remember the movie. He was his son. And he was like, oh, my God, he's exactly like me. So that's why that happened. But yeah, Indiana Jones. Everybody loves Indiana Jones until Disney took it. Again, Temple of Doom has its faults. I still fucking can enjoy it. That's the thing. You know, like the media at the time, I hate it. I still bloody can enjoy it. You know, you've got these movies back in the past where the media, like you get these nowadays, like we were talking about Star Wars, where everybody hated the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Sorry, the media hated the Phantom Menace.
Oh, that's 1,000% true on that one. Yeah, the media could not stand that.
Yeah, but do you know why? Because social wasn't a fucking thing in 1999. MySpace. What the fuck? You're gonna moan on MySpace? Then you're a bit of a
What do you fucking do?
Are you gonna tell your only friend Tom?
You're gonna do your own code. Like everybody in MySpace was trying to put their own their own soundtrack on their own profiles and changing the colors on their page.
Yeah.
That's how
I was on MySpace, so I'm just as guilty.
Everybody was.
Yeah, I was on MySpace.
I was trying to become a DJ back in the day, and I was trying to use MySpace as a platform, to release my so-called music. You know.
What about Face Party? Can you remember that?
Yeah, I was on Facebook.
Okay. You want to go back? I bet you there's one you probably don't know about. Hogwire.
No, I didn't.
Hogwire was the original Facebook.
Heard of it? Yes. But the funny thing also with the fucking Acolyte is every single week is basically a fucking mystery box episode, and by the time you notice that's a mystery box episode, the plot holes of the previous episodes are so far gone you no longer care.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mom, it's buffering
It's
because of the link.
watch this episode to wait for the next episode. I think somebody said in my chat earlier, and I was like, "Oh my god, they're absolutely true." It's literally watch episode 6 to wait for episode 7
Yes.
because nothing fucking happens.
Right.
Sorry, my French.
Yeah.
And it's literally it's literally that the numbers. But I liked it. Like they came out, didn't they? Originally, was this is the best like series this year on Disney Plus. The top
Yeah, fuck
numbers.
Yeah.
But nothing got released. Like their number ones is the Bear. Their
Yeah,
number one is the Bear at the moment. I like the Bear, and that is doing great numbers. It is now. I love to see the numbers on that. Like, but it's a poor. I would say for people who haven't watched, like you can't just jump into season 3. You need to binge watch it. What problem that they released it all at once. Really weird. But I think the Bear is really strong. I can't remember what else is like, but they've got really limited on there, like Disney products that are on there that are good. All of it is like Shogun. Shogun is
Fantastic.
the problem is a lot of under 25s didn't want to watch it because it was like
Subtitles.
99% in Japanese.
Yep.
Oh shit, you got to watch some subtitles. Hold it. I've got to come off this for fucking 5 minutes.
How many films have we watched from our youth because it had subtitles and we were able to follow it because that was the thing we had to do.
Oh my god, I remember
So we
like
grew up with it.
Akira first
perfect
come out
example.
in subtitles.
Yep.
Every person in the UK, like we had like 5 years later, every person in Europe went, "Oh my god, I'm just wet my pants. What is this? What is sorry, I got to do it properly. Akira."
Yes.
Everybody
We all wanted more.
literally was like, "Oh no, what is this?" And it was literally subtitles. Every kid was like, "This is the best thing I've ever seen. What is manga? What is this? I need to buy these comics. What the hell?" And that introduced people who love 2000 AD went into manga. Like I did it. 2000 AD
I did
manga,
it.
2000 AD manga. Because you got
I
introduced
did
to something.
2000 AD, and then I just did Akira. I didn't really get into the manga.
But Akira, that introduced you into what? Who cared about the subtitles? Why? Because it was great. Like Shogun is great. Like, yeah, I understand why people might be disappointed with the last episode, but now Disney have taken it over for season 2 and 3 that's never been written.
Yeah.
And you can guarantee they're gonna fucking shit on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because they're gonna make it like
guaranteed.
they're gonna go, everybody, we don't want subtitles anymore. That's it. Sorry, because what if Shogun was done by Disney, it would be in the English language in Japan. And that doesn't have the same feel.
No.
The Japanese language is unique. The Japanese culture, the Eastern culture is unique. You cannot put Disney on it. And I always laugh is when the culture of Argentina once got a tweet and said, "Why is there no black people in the Argentinian football team?" And they said, "It's because it's not a fucking Disney film."
Yeah.
Truth.
And Mom, you said the last movie you watched with subtitles was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Godzilla -1.
Right.
Godzilla
But some spaghetti westerns, if you had the subtitles on the dub, it makes so much more sense.
It does,
even though you have Italians and Spanish people like the Americans in there as well. But it makes out much better film. It's like that because you're like, you know, it's just this weird having that kind of dialogue where like it's given this, hate to say it, the American dialogue, and it's not. It's given by a European. It's just, yeah, it's terrible. So yeah, that's happened in the past, but like but now we've got this big divide. Probably I'm not the best person to speak about like Japanese movies, Japanese cinema, Eastern cinema, like Bollywood, is better than anything we're getting out.
Yeah,
like,
but it's not just Hollywood; it's gaming as well. It's gaming as well.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
You have gaming studios from Japan kicking having literally the upper hand. You have Godzilla -1 kicking the shit out of literally every movie that was released 2023.
And the budget was
9.5 million.
15.
that
Because-
looks
because the bu-
top,
because
top
again,
notch.
uh,
That looks
um,
top notch.
Yeah, because like once again, like 9.5 million because the budget was over-reported. Because when the budget for Godzilla -1 was reported, the movie had already been shot and the price for the yen had gone up. So they
Gone up.
reported this at like 11 million. But
Yep.
during production, they actually shot the movie for 9.5 million.
Mhm.
So then you
But
have
if
you
you
have
told me that
Korea.
movie was 50 million, I'd be like, bloody well done.
They done
50
they did
million.
well.
Like, now
Yeah.
you're saying that, I'm like, how is that done? How is that done?
Simple, because they give a fuck.
Exactly.
They care about their craft. I mean, like then you go to South Korea, like you had Squid Game, you have like games like Stellar Blade, you have now the first
Yep.
Descendant has released. Like, be it television, be it movies, be it games, like countries like South Korea, like even with the Bollywood movies, as cheesy as they are at least cheese in a good way and
Yeah.
not horrible cheese. Like
No, they're
they
not
are
horrible
like
cheese.
they are coming.
I just wanna focus Justin Martins for $20 on the super. Hi all! First time catching a live stream. Happy early Independence Day, everyone. Oh wait, my bad. Awkward. Wanker. Fucking wanker.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
I'll
At this
be
rate,
back.
we might be back. But look at like.
I'm planning my own personal invasion. Don't worry.
So am I, mate. I can't wait
He's
to
gonna
do.
he's gonna
I'd
track
be-
across Normandy, and here we go again.
Oh yeah.
I literally cannot move. Cannot wait to move to the States. I'm taking over.
Yeah, but I
coming.
always say, like I always say to any European,
I'm gonna just
it's
say,
not
"Howdy,
the
neighbor."
State, it's the state. You have to pick the
Yes.
state. Every
yeah.
state and then every county is different.
Yep.
It's literally not like any European things. Like if I had tomorrow, I would move to New Zealand. I would in Denmark, like Copenhagen.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would move.
All right, Mom, enjoy
But
your
it's
dinner.
different
Thank you.
to the
Catch you
main
later.
the main one.
Yeah.
But like it's like that. But like I always say, you have to say the state because the counties are like if you go Texas, there's counties in there that are different to the state.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
As you have to talk about my state, don't you? Thank you. Appreciate that.
Oh, there you go. Hey. Now you have a rant.
I will be moving to LA, so yeah.
Why?
no, what you
Why
should've done
LA?
there-
Are you
Oh
okay?
my-
Hold on.
oh my
Are you mental?
Lesbians Anonymous.
It has been
That's fine.
spread. That's where my fiance lives. So
I'm
that's
sorry
where her
that you have a
career,
fiance.
her business is. So yeah, we'll be living there.
See,
No, I got you.
now
LA's
what
a
you should-
horrible place
Greg,
to live.
Greg, all you need you to do is the thing is to go. We're in Delaware. Delaware.
Well,
We're
just
in Delaware.
say
Oh my
it
god,
enough
nobody
times.
gets that Wayne's World reference. Come on.
No.
Yes.
Been a while.
We're
not
not
worthy.
worthy.
in
We're not
Delaware.
worthy.
We're in Delaware.
Yeah, so on screen acolyte numbers. So it actually made me laugh when I saw this as well. So the acolyte release date June 4th, 2024, 6.1 on the streaming index, but that is nothing more than how many people have been talking about it, how many people have interacted with the websites and things like that. So it's not a metric. of
It
anything.
counts
No,
rage
this is not. This
engagement
is not
as
a
well as-
trackable metric. In all honesty.
Correct.
No, that's
No.
rage engagement farming. That
Yep.
is. I mean, it's like most 50% of what's on screen is people going, "That was shit."
Yeah, but it
That
counts as engagement.
That is true. So I'm gonna skip over a couple of little things. And just spit out some titles at the minute. Let's throw this one on screen. So CJ Project devs want to push the envelope with social issues in Cyberpunk 2077 sequel.
Oh, goody.
Well, that's going to be fucking dead as it hits the ground. Let's skip.
Yeah.
Ubisoft CEO.
They've always had problems with Cyberpunk like since the launch.
Yeah.
So
But
how they've not.
No.
Oh yeah.
At launch, Cyberpunk was a bag of shit.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk was.
Oh,
a bag of
yeah.
shit. It was unplayable
It was
Now-
on any hardware.
on any hardware. If you play Cyberpunk today, you will have a fantastic time.
Yeah.
Because
But
I know
they've
because I'm
lost.
playing
They
it.
lost it because of word of mouth.
Yeah, they lost it because of word of mouth. But if you were to pick up the game today and play it today with Phantom Liberty, you will have a well of a time. It's well scripted.
And now we
best
can plug.
works,
Tommy,
it's
when you playing
optimised.
Cyberpunk next?
I was supposed to be playing it last night, but I think I'm going to be possibly playing it tonight because I don't know
There you go.
if Dominique's going to be around for Baldur's Gate. I did message
Dominique.
tell a lie.
When it came out,
I like how you
I-
said Dominique. I just want to know who Dominique is.
Just
when it came out, I had the best play experience with Cyberpunk 2077 because I was playing it on Stadia because I had Stadia at the time, and that actually was the best performance out of all platforms.
I need to
And
know
since
why
then-
Please,
And since then, Stadia.
I'm
been
very
completely
interested
shut
because
down.
Google Stadia was
Yeah,
such a
I wanna
freaking
know.
flop.
Yeah.
Playing on fucking Stadia.
Exactly,
My
yeah.
man, are you mad?
Yeah.
No, it was actually
Because they
better than
promised
PC.
bandwidth they couldn't deliver day one.
Yeah.
Like playing on
Forever,
Stadia, like
forever.
why?
How?
Why would you do this?
Why did I do it? Because I didn't. I've never really been a big console gamer, but I kind of fancied the idea of trying the tech out, and it was really cheap. It was like I got a.
Yeah.
I think I paid half price for the handset, got a free Chromecast included, and then
Yeah.
they gave me another one for free. So I
Yeah,
got two
you
handsets.
still pay too much. You still pay too much because
Well,
like,
not for the
literally everybody-
Chromecast. It was a Chromecast with free Stadia. I'm not going to say
Yeah.
no.
No, you still pay too much because literally everybody on my end, we looked at the Stadia benchmarks when they announced them
Yeah.
and immediately went like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
Bullshit,
There's no,
lies,
yeah,
movies,
because we
man.
all knew what that hardware they were using could and could not do.
Yes. We immediately just sat there like bullshit.
But even so,
Yeah.
Bullshit.
May
even
as well have
knowing
played
all
it on
of
a
that,
I mean, they said the
Even knowing
compute
all of
stick was going to be
that,
the
it was
next thing that was
still
going to
a better
replace home
game
computers.
on Stadia than it was on PC at launch.
yeah.
Yeah, but still,
But-
Stadia. Like at that point, just buy a Game Boy.
Okay, coming back to what I was talking about. So Cyberpunk 2070, if you pick it up now, perfect game, it's great.
Yeah.
Play it,
Yeah.
it's well optimized,
Yes.
good quests. You won't have a problem with it. The DLC is also really, really good to play.
Yes.
The diversity and all that stuff, it didn't affect the gameplay at all. The stories didn't affect the gameplay. Really, really good. But the fact is that they want to make the next one diverse a little bit more, means I'm probably not going to be interested. So play the original, don't play the sequel.
I saw
Next-
that what they were talking about the diversity on that because what people were asking, can you be this in the game? And I'm like,
Yep.
really?
No.
Wh-
Who
Yeah.
cares?
Play the
And-
game, play the story.
Yeah, play the
See,
game for the
he-
story, not for the role play.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see, here's how I will approach Cyberpunk 2078. Let's just call it.
Yeah.
I will wait till the game comes out, and I have 3 content creators that I trust their opinions on. I will wait for them.
Please tell me
to
it's not
review
Loaded
it.
Crisis.
Oh fuck no,
Sorry,
Oh,
Loaded. I
no.
didn't mean to call you out.
I have to be one, don't I? Yes.
no, because you will not review the game on launch.
Yeah.
So I will
I
have
will.
my 2-3 people. So, and once they have reviewed it, if they sit there and be like, okay, this is in it, this is not in it, and this is still a fine game, then we can talk about it. If they immediately just fucking chuck it under the bus, yeah, good luck, GG on that one.
So Ubisoft CEO announces Assassin's Creed remakes. Says company will modernize them. So basically, they're going to take all
Gay?
of the fucking slavery out. They're going to put more gay in. Whatever.
Yeah,
Let's move on to the
that
next
was
one.
that was. I'm like,
I'm done with Ubisoft. Fuck them.
Yeah,
But this is the thing is they've got some great games.
I was
like-
disappointed in
yeah,
Skull
like,
and
all
Bones, and
great
I was
games.
part of the
They've
closed beta.
got- yeah,
Yeah.
they've got some like what's their latest one? Valheim. With the Vikings. Everybody loved it. You
Valhalla.
can play you
Oh,
can
yeah,
play
Valhalla.
you can play gay,
Valhalla.
lesbian,
God of
whatever.
War,
So-
Valhalla.
yeah, Valhalla.
Yes,
That's
yeah,
it,
that's
Valhalla.
true, Valhalla.
Like,
Yeah.
what are they going to modernize that, or are they just going to modernize the older stuff? Because
Assassin's Creed 1 through 4.
They're going to make Yasuke playable in all games.
Yeah, so it's gonna. So the remakes will be Assassin's Creed 1, 2, 3, and 4, and obviously
Okay,
in
but
Black Flag they will cut
They should just
down
retitle the
like
whole thing as Ubisoft's Greed.
Yeah, okay, but
Yes.
okay, what numbers are they going to get? Who's going to want to play that? Because it's old. It's an old
nobody.
game.
Nobody.
Exactly.
No one's going to want it.
Nobody. It's
You're
revisionist
just dead.
gaming. It's revisionist gaming history, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
No,
that's
it's
it.
fuck-
Yeah,
it's
it's ticking a box. So
fucking
like,
horseshit.
get no money. Nobody gives a
right.
shit.
It's
Nobody's going to
fucking
play it.
bullshit. But this
Right,
headline,
let's-
this headline makes me happy.
Let's start because I've got another stream to get to in 30 minutes. So let's talk about this for 10 minutes or let Hanayama fucking rant about it. It's funny. Japanese gamers launch petition to cancel Ubisoft's upcoming Assassin's Creed Shadows game. This is a serious insult to Japanese culture and history.
Facts.
But
Here
And
we
this
go.
is the
Get your
thing,
popcorn out, people.
We've
Oh, yeah.
always
they could just
said-
ban it in that country if they're that. They don't have to purchase it or. Okay.
No, that's
No, correct.
literally the thing. Because
Correct.
the petition is to block the release of the game in Japan.
Yeah.
But again, that's going to require multiple injunctions. That's going to be more expensive than it's worth.
Yeah,
I
but
think it's more the
here's
point,
the thing.
isn't it?
But here's the thing. Japan is very simple-minded when it comes to blatantly, openly disrespecting their culture and
It's
lying
illegal.
about it.
It's illegal to do that.
Yeah,
It's-
you would be in
first
prison
of all, it's illegal,
if you're caught
but
doing
they
it.
are like very respectful towards their history. And for Ubisoft to sit there and be like, yeah, but if we now claim it's history, then what you gonna do about it? And
Yeah.
Japanese gamers be like, oh, you watch, motherfucker, what we're gonna do about it.
But again,
you
is not
want-
history
you do not
perception
hold
of
the ban.
actions?
Hmm?
Is not history perception of actions that had happened?
Well, just the idea of this fake fucking samurai, which again, like, yes, Yasuke is a real person who was a fucking retainer. He is the fucking paper boy who ran around Daimyo Nobunaga and carried his fucking bags and held up an umbrella for him during times of rain or too much heat. And now Ubisoft is claiming in Assassin's Creed Shadows that the paper boy who held an umbrella and carried a sword for his landlord was now this honorable great samurai that people would bow to in the streets. He was not.
Yeah, and he spent
But-
3
But is not a
years in
samurai
Japan.
the equivalent of a lord and a lady in the
No.
court? That's what a samurai was.
No, the samurai is an honorary title
Yeah.
given to warriors that serve the daimyo of any given region, who is the lord of that region. He's a regional lord.
He's yeah.
Yes,
No, they're made samurais by those lords.
yes.
Yes.
The daimyo
They're
can
not
elect.
lords in their own right.
No, they're not. They're given a title.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a duke or
again, it's an honorary title
Yeah.
given to a very select group of individual
So it's
warriors.
like a knight
of
in
their lord.
medieval.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah. It's slightly higher rated, but in essence, yes, it's getting knighted in medieval times. And again, Yasuke was not a samurai. He was a retainer. He carried the sword for Daimyo Nobunaga. He carried
I
an
can't
umbrella.
think-
He
So he was a
carried an
caddy.
umbrella.
There is no good
Yeah,
he's a
reason
paper boy.
not to put a male Japanese character in that game. There is literally no reason to take that out.
No, their
Okay,
reason their reason is because they think they can, based on one singular book written by a man that has admitted in multiple interviews that the book he has written is conceived out of 90% hearsay, goodwill, and horseshit.
It's
That's
fanfic.
been defunct by every literary person ever.
Yes,
But
you
also-
have the French logbook of the French missionary that went to Japan and had Yasuke on his board. You have the Chronicles of Nobunaga that recollected his life, and you have the war letters that were written by Nobunaga, in which none of them, the also famous fucking Uber samurai Yasuke, was ever mentioned by name. Funny
Okay.
that.
Can I just quickly interject here, really,
Yes.
really quickly? Is
Yeah.
there are male and female parts you can play. So what?
Yes.
I know you're about is the female historical?
No,
Or
the
they
female,
just
No,
made on
she's
the other one?
made up.
so
She's
the
completely fictional.
Yeah, the female shinobi, which by the way is funny because a female shinobi is a kunoichi, and God forbid Ubisoft would know the difference, is a completely main-up character. So
Okay,
she
so why didn't they do that? That's my question. That's the shit to get
That's the
people
virtue.
fucking angry.
She represents a different minority in that she is lesbian.
Yeah, but we
Really?
don't know that. No, we don't know that.
Yeah,
No,
we do.
it's not- no, it's
They've
not
intimated.
It's-
They've
it's-
Yeah, they have.
intimated that they are.
She's a lesbian, and he's
no. According
bisexual.
to Ubisoft, anybody can romance anybody. So then, by
Yeah,
proxy,
they've done
she
that in
wouldn't
the
be
past,
she
though,
wouldn't
yeah,
be
yeah.
lesbian, but whatever.
But
But
how-
she's not a fictional character. She's a fictional character. He is the fake historical character because yes, he existed, but his role is again being the fucking paper boy to carry the bags. Now he is the great honorable samurai that again has people in the streets bowing to him when in reality they would look at him funny because why are you so dark?
Yeah.
So he was a circus act that was paraded around by Nobunaga to be like, look at this motherfucker.
But do you think this is actually the developers going, literally being clever?
No.
Literally going, we're going to give a female character nobody gives a shit about.
Sweet
or
Baby
we're
Inc.
going to
staff-
ignore people.
Sweet Baby Inc.'s founders came out of Ubisoft.
Yes.
But then they
got
could have
their
just made up a
top there
name.
and
They could have called him, I don't know.
No. You're missing the point, right? So Sweet Baby Inc. are ultra leftist ideologues who are trying to change gaming by mafia tactics. And they were trained inside Ubisoft.
Yeah, but I understand that completely. I understand that. I completely understand that. They want a black samurai. Let's call it that. But why did they do historical?
Because it gives
he's the only one.
Okay, then why didn't they do whatever you've just said, a lesbian female in whatever? Literally, why? That's it. They're trying to. Are they instigating that whole premise now of we subvertedly will subtly change history because nobody cares about history anymore?
No, because they're
Richard
idiots.
Richard the Lionheart was a Moor.
No, Stasis.
Stasis,
because they're idiots. They want to pander to the American market, going like, "Oh, look, here's this black amazing samurai that never existed," and
fighting to rap music.
Yeah, that's fighting to fucking discount shitty ass rap music, and the fake female character is the optional female character for those that would like to have the option. So she is the fictional one that doesn't matter, and he is the pandering character, which they can claim based on a real character because, yes, the black man called Yasuke existed, but he's not 6'4" or whatever the fuck. He was not a fighter. He was, God forbid, not an honorary samurai. He was the fucking paper boy.
Okay, here's a great question. My girlfriend loves Assassin's Creed, loves the games, loves the gameplay things. I don't like it. She loves the games. Yes. She doesn't give a shit. So who are they pandering to?
Yep.
The imaginary modern audience.
Right. Listen in, guys. Right. We're going to start wrapping it up. 16,000 people signed the signatures. And basically it calls for
it's over 30.
Stop.
It's over 30 in the meantime.
Oh, perfect. Stop developing the game. We call on Ubisoft to immediately discontinue the launch of the Assassin's Creed Shadow and show sincere research and respect for the Japanese history and culture. As they should. As any writers of any TV program, film, or game, if they're creating something that's got
common sense,
historical figures in it, it's got to be historically accurate.
Unless it's explicitly an alternate history.
It's not.
Again, they would have to put that in as saying this is a reimagining, this is a retelling. It is not following
but
the actual history.
Aren't all games reimaginings?
They are.
Not necessarily.
Like,
I mean, they can be fantasy environments.
They can be fantasy,
not be in a historical settings.
Yeah.
So if you put it into a historical setting, but you're using fancy tropes or whatever, then yeah.
Okay, well then you can also go after Activision and Treyarch with their new release of Black Ops 6 and all their other games too, because they're saying, well, these are things that happened in military events and stories during the Cold War during Reagan's era and things like that. They're not catching heat from us.
They're not
No, but
for
it's
not
telling
catching
that
because
story.
they've got no much clout. It's like it's so obvious, is it? Because that's the problem. It's not so, but 100%.
I think there's a difference between Black Ops and a military sim, like Squad.
Of course.
Or, you know, so that I think you're talking about two different games. There's a historical reenactment, you know, element like War of Rights or IL-2 Sturmovik or whatever, Second World War scenarios. If that's your historical period and you want to do it, then there's going to be a game for you that's a military sim. Whereas Black Ops is basically about shooting people in the face. And
well, yeah, but if you go into the campaign, they're talking about things that happen in Desert Shield.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the one thing I would say to that one is Call of Duty, ever since like literally the first one, because the original Call of Duty 1, 2, and 3 were World War II, and every single storyline in every single Call of Duty game has always been make believe, let's imagine this happened bullshit. Meanwhile, certain parts of every historical timeline in the Assassin's Creed game has been taken out of actual world history. And now, once again, they're blatantly shitting on it because, haha, funny, we have a black man character. Fuck you.
Agreed. Right, I'm going to go round the room, guys. Let's call it a day there. It's been a fantastic stream.
Been a good
We've had
night.
some
Yeah, it has.
Really
Thank you
good
so much.
conversations.
I hadn't even gone off for a smoke.
Oh, no.
Have mine with me.
It's like twitching. Just
I have been for the last half an hour. Wrap it up. Come on, quick.
So our special guest always gets the first shout. So Major Zab, do you want to just tell us what you're going to be up to next, and where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Major Zap on YouTube. I'm also going to be doing some. I have a 36-hour stream coming up November 2nd. I am a ambassador and advocate for Extra Life. We play video games and raise money for charity for the Children's Miracle Network. I've been doing that for the past 4 or 5 years.
Sorry, can you explain what Extra Life is?
So Extra Life is a group of gamers that get together, tabletop gamers, video gamers, and we basically we raise funds through Extra Life. There was a little girl named Charlotte, and her parents started Extra Life because she had leukemia, and they were, Charlotte has left us, but we moved forward in Charlotte's honor with Extra Life to raise money for research and study for the doctors, and we also take care of all of the food and the gas and the fuel, so parents can get back and forth to the hospital and have housing near their child, because we're fighting monsters and demons and stuff in the games, and the parents are also fighting that in real life. So we're trying to take that off of them and know they're not alone, and there is hope, and just be there as a support system. That's what Extra Life is all about.
It's a good charity. It's been supported by.
That is a noble cause.
Yeah. If I get to sit here and play video games to save a child, by God, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, 100%. Give us the. I would say give us the.
Closer to the time.
Yeah,
it's November the 2nd of this year.
Yeah. We will.
So we can all plug it. We'll do that.
Yeah,
well,
definitely.
And
it's a noble cause, people. Do it.
Yeah,
do it.
And come join us. You don't. I mean, you don't have to donate. You can come hang out, just share out the live streams, because that itself, sharing it out, getting word out to the public is huge and massive. And if you want to know more about those events coming up, you can follow me on Twitter, Real Major Zap. You'll hear more about that, where I release a lot of other content creators, funny moments in videos and things like that, and funny moments in my videos. You can also follow me on TikTok, Major Zap. And hey, if you love the content, why not take home some of the merch too? Support the channel. Sorry, I had to plug that at the very end.
Oh no, you got to do it. That's the whole point.
You've got merch.
I have merch. Yeah, on Fourth Wall. You can wear. This isn't one of them. But you can take home a lightning bolt. You can get yourself a cloud. There's artwork there that's going to be coming up soon, and things like that I'll be releasing.
Greg's just pissed off because he's only got crabs.
But I mean, there's a lot of stuff there. So I just want to say thank you to Tomby and the rest of the staff and the crew here at Chin Wag for inviting me along this journey of the podcast. And this is the first episode of Zapp's Cast for this summer. So I'm
That is
like
fantastic.
super thrilled that you guys are here. Thank you for all the likes, the love and support.
Man, it's been awesome.
It's surreal. I didn't even
That's
think
amazing.
people would show up for this. It's absolutely amazing. So thank you. I can't thank you enough for everything you guys
Yep.
do.
That was
Elsa
really cool
there.
to meet
I
you.
will commit now to a $200 donation
Oh my
when we
goodness.
do the stream.
Oh my goodness. I will definitely keep you guys
Yep.
informed. Wow. Yeah, and
100%.
we do not take a penny. None of that comes to our channels or us. That goes directly to
Yeah.
the hospitals and to the Children's Miracle Network.
It's a
We
noble cause. It's a noble cause that we can get behind. Right, let's get behind
100%.
Status Geek and try and push him
Man,
out the door.
I don't know how I can give that. Like, literally, plug
How
the
do you-
channel. Fuck my channel.
Fuck
Literally 36 minutes. All you're going to get me is pissed off about the acolyte. That's it. Like,
Yeah,
the
sorry
only
I
thing-
brought that back up.
That's it. The only thing I'm going to wait for next is Disney to do the Black Tarzan. I'm really waiting for
Oh
that.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
waiting
you know
for
they
that.
they don't
Oh.
got the balls for that one.
But yeah, you can catch me. Everybody knows where they can catch me ranting
Catch
on
you
my channel.
in the mornings on Mr. Porkchop's
But I
dropping the
if-
odd blurt.
if I'm not trolling Dan, Mr. Porkchop, or Tom B, literally you can catch me trolling myself by idiocy, either about Disney or some other thing. I'm gonna be really good soon. I actually like the Bear. I'm gonna give the Bear a good review. That's on Disney Plus. It's not a Disney Plus thing. And yeah, I'm watching House of Cards. I'm liking that as well. So we got all that malarkey to go through. And I'm also addicted at the moment to Asgard. I think that's a great game. So otherwise than that, yeah, ZAPP donate when it comes on. 36 hours. Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
We've
that is a
me
good
and
one.
my team have committed to that. We last year we did one stream every single month. We did 12 streams. We had our goal at 500, and we smashed that within the first 2 streams, and just kept going. And my friend Jeff Wright is the one that got me into it, because he was actually a child that was part of the Children's Miracle Network, and he had childhood leukemia, and he is now a grown man with his own kids and family. And he turned me on to that, and so I had to. I loved what everything was about, so I had to.
And everybody don't know where that bot was just before our things there. Really off-putting. That's for lingerie. Anybody wants to go to that website?
Good
That's for
segue. Good segue
lingerie.
there.
That's
Segue.
if you want dirty lingerie, there you go. That's my girlfriend's website. Anyway, it's doing
Segue
really
to
well.
skimpy
Kind of things like
knickers.
that. If you want to watch
Right.
some dirty people, here's Greg.
Great.
I don't have any of your underwear. What the fuck?
That's what. Stand up. Stand up. We know you are.
No.
Debated.
That's why Abe.
I like
doesn't
that
go
Conan
on the-
poster you
the
got
screen.
on the side right there.
Cheers, man.
That's
Yeah,
what he's
it's,
wearing. That's what he's.
Oh, that's
underwear
he's wearing that loincloth.
That's an original. That's an original movie promo from when it came out.
Nice.
Right. What am I doing? Pissy Man Pants Greg. Yeah. I'm gonna have to change my channel name now, Tomby.
Yes.
I've been off streaming for a little while. Just been super busy. Hosting my dad's 94th birthday party with family. Had to get a load of building
Nice.
work done. I had to arrange the day itself, and so now that's all over as of this Monday. I'm getting back into the streaming with Mr. Porkchop during the days, but I'm not actually streaming yet. I'm getting back into it. So hopefully next week.
Welcome back
be
to the madness.
Doing a live one. Yeah. Oh, and Tomby, we need to have a chat, mate. You and I need to have a chat because I want to possibly dual stream on Rumble.
Yep. Easy peasy. Easy peasy.
I would like some advice.
Easy
All right, that's
peasy,
me.
my dude. Cool. Happy days. Hanayama. Oh shit. I pressed the wrong button. I kicked him out. Hanayama.
the usual business, fucking trolling people on Twitter, taking the piss off the echo shite, as anybody should, roasting fucking Ubisoft for being gay as fuck, and otherwise just fucking living and being fucking old and miserable and hating everybody. Like the
Also, you
usual
can
business.
say Gojira cooler than anybody else here.
Yeah, obviously, because it's Gojira. Minus
Hey, what you got coming up, my friend?
Same old, same old. You'll see me everywhere. So, thanks to the chat. Thanks for the panel. Shout out
excuse
to
me,
Daily Dysfunction.
No,
usual.
me, Abe. We've got something in the pipeline. Something
do.
in the pipeline.
We do.
Ooh.
That sounds mad gay.
Why are you talking
It
about
is
his
bad and
pipe?
gay, but it's
Why are
good.
you
It's
talking about his
pipish.
It
pipe?
does involve a
pipish.
cage, yes.
Yeah,
Right,
lots of cages, a lot of whips, a lot of everything you could desire, Tom.
Maybe some ball gags. We'll see how it goes.
Gay?
Sounds great already. Sounds great already. Okay, over to me. Right, okay, so you're going to catch me live literally in fucking 7 minutes. So I've got to make a fucking cup of tea yet. You bastards keep on fucking
Hurry
talking.
up.
So in 7 minutes' time, I'm going to be playing Baldur's Gate 3 with the Art of Dominique. So make sure you stop by and come and give us some love there. But make sure you like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff on the stream. Tomorrow, we will be playing The First Descendant. So those people that have got the game, it is going to be the replacement for Party Animals for the time being. So if you've got The First Descendant, it is free to install. Get it over on Steam. And for those people that are able to play 2000 UK time tomorrow night, we'll crack on. And these bastards is trying to put me off. It's not working. Friday
Can I get a
will be
hiya?
a easy stream. Friday will be an easy stream because as of Saturday, I'm away for 2 weeks. There is going to be very minimal streaming over those 2 weeks. Likely, you'll probably find me only playing games, probably popping into Smooze, Meerdens, and a few of the guys' chats. But until next time,
And
guys,
OnlyFans.
and OnlyFans and OnlyMans. Until next time, guys, thank you very much indeed. Thank you for all of the memberships, the supers, and the donations tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. And as always, you guys look after yourselves.
Been a great
and
one.
we'll
Been a great
see
one. I
you-
love this episode.
Aye.
Loved it.
You see
Really
you
good one.
next time. The outro. Peace.
Bye.
Poop.
Bye.
All right, Chad, that's going to wrap up our stream as well. Man, that was a lot of fun. So huge thank you to Tommy and the rest of the crew over there for inviting me along to join the Hump Day Chin Wag. And thank you to everybody who's stopped over, all the love and support. And huge shout out to all of the new subscribers to the channel. I did not expect that. This was not a subathon. But you guys came through in force. So huge thank you to everybody. I really, really appreciate that. I hope you were entertained as much as I was trying to be entertaining. And the rest of the crew was entertaining as well. We were talking about a lot of things that are happening right now in the media, gaming, and political and all that. That's, so definitely be looking forward to future Chin Wags. That is up and coming.
Greg's
So definitely
run away
look
already.
for that.
He's like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
But yeah,
He's like,
we'll
"Right,
definitely
let's go."
catch you on the next one.
Yep.
I'm Major Zap.
Like the only
I'll see you on the
hands,
next
only
one.
Queef. That's
Yep.
it.
Only
Peace.
Yep. That was a solid episode, guys. Thank you very much.
They say